I say, have a cup of tea. The weather is very, very good. It's quite light. A very good evening to my lovely fans around the world. And this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. A lot of people are saying that is that the end of the Yoruba nation after the declaration that has been done by the federal government, INEC. What is your view? Aftermath of this election is what we are discussing this evening. A big shout out to all our fans from around the globe, and I say once again, welcome to Starr. Okay, it is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. If you're joining us for the first time in Africa, I'm sure you've been monitoring, you've been following the situation in terms of the election back in Nigeria. What is your reaction? How are you reacting? Is the question this evening. This is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. We say good evening to all our fans around the world as we are just about a few minutes away and we're going to kickstart the program. We couldn't have been doing this except that the producer are working tirelessly on the other side, making things to happen. And I'd like to say thank you so much to Frank. Good evening to you, Archie. Tomorrow is the property hour. Make sure you join, K Bossman, that tells you everything you need to know when it comes to property hour. As we say all the time, Nigeria is going through a lot already, and a lot of people are asking questions, questions that they ask, when people ask questions, they must also get answer as well. Bear with us, like I said, as we are still trying to get the final part of the connection to the sister broadcast. Sometimes, we are a little bit behind schedule, but we will make sure that at 12 minutes past 1800 hours, 12 minutes past, yes, 1800, which is 6 p.m., we will be starting the program in just about a few minutes. I welcome those of you that have joined us so far. Bear with us. We're still, trying to get the last part of the connection in, but it seems that, something's still not going on. But we are still live already on the Starr Radio UK, and I say a very good evening to those of you that have joined us so far. Thank you so much to my producer that is working tirelessly, and like I said all the time, there is a lot going on, but we are here to make sure that we sort everything out. And like I said, Yoruba Nation is still an ongoing project for those that have been asking, those that are concerned, what is going on. It seems everything is quiet. Is that the end of it? I say it is not yet over until it is over. Once again, a very good evening and welcome to those of you that have joined us so far. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we say in here, we say good evening and welcome once again. Yoruba Nation. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá níbikíbi tí ẹ ti ń wò wá tí ẹ ti ń gbọ́ wá. Eré ètò Star Radio UK òun ni a tún wà lórí ẹ̀ ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò níbikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa sẹ́. Ẹ ní ẹ fi nǹkan lé nǹkan, ẹ fi ìdílé nǹkan, ẹ fìdílé kan torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tún máa jáde ní àṣálẹ́ yìí lórí Star Radio UK. Election ti tán, kí ló tún kù báyìí? Since the Yoruba people and the Biafra are saying that they don't want to be part of Nigeria, what is going to be the next? I say very good evening to those of you that have joined us so far. And I believe we are good to go. We are good to go. And I say welcome once again. I would like to appreciate my producer. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Once again, my name is Olayomi Koiki. It's just coming up to 6:15 p.m. local time in London. And let's listen more to Janet Yoruba Nation no going back. Yes, that is me. They are mentioning my name there. Oh. We're going to find time to open the phone line as well in just about an hour from now. So make sure whatever your concern is, whatever you're worried about, I will be answering those questions. For those that are saying that, is that the end of Yoruba Nation? It is just the beginning of Yoruba Nation. In any struggle, you make sure that you fight for what you believe in. And since, we believe in the Yoruba country, for those that do not agree that Nigeria should remain one, there's nothing wrong in that. It is allowed under the international law, under the United Nations law, that we can say that we don't want to be part of Nigeria. But what about those that have validated Nigeria again for the next 4 years? I'll be telling you the reaction of the PDP and the Labour Party. What is going to happen? It seems that there is no congratulation message that is coming yet from the PDP and also Labour Party. It seems they're going to be going to court, and we're going to be looking into that in just about a few minutes. Moki Baba Prince Niyi Oyelowo, you say Yoruba Nation is the solution to our problem. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Alabi Idowu, mo say good evening to you. We're going to be connecting very soon to the MixLR for those of you that are waiting in just about a few seconds. I almost forgot about that platform. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí wọlé pé káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Mo kí àwa Moranikayo Badejo. You say great news and amazing. Well, I'm not sure that a lot of people are happy in Nigeria because election does not favor everybody. And this is why we are saying that maybe we should have our own independent country and we can run election from there. We say good night to Nigeria, but that doesn't seem to be working here because some say good morning to Nigeria. Good evening to you once again on all our fans from around the world. This is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And my name is Olayomi Koiki. I'm going to be taking you through the program tonight. But like I said, we are just warming up. A big shout out to all our fans in Benin Republic. Good shout out to all our fans around the world. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. The aftermath of 2023 presidential election is the conversation tonight. Àṣewọ́n Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. Àṣewọ́n Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. Àṣewọ́n Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. Àṣewọ́n Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. A big shout out to those of you. Once again, we are just bombing into the program. I say good evening to you, Akinwale Shola. Good evening to you, Adebanjo Sunday. With the 1999 Constitution, Tinubu can do anything with it. Only solution, he cannot do anything with it. I believe that's what you want to write. The only solution is Yoruba Nation. I say good evening and shout out to every one of you. tó bí wa lóye, you say Yorùbá nation for life. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ìbànújẹ́ fẹ́ máa dé bá ẹ fọkàn yín balẹ̀ sẹ́. Àní sẹ́ Yorùbá nation is still a going project and there's nothing that can take that away. Akin, I say good evening to you. Al-Azana Kadri, I say good evening to you. Say Koiki ọmọkọlẹ Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Akin, good evening to you. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tí ń darapọ̀ mọ́ orí ètò. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Baghdad, mo kí ìyá wa Àbíbá ẹsẹ̀ pé we appreciate you brother. Alóńgẹ́sẹ̀ yìí mo kí ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. I just love this music. He says ìyàwó túláàsì yìí ń kọ́ àṣẹ wọn Nàìjíríà mọ́ o. For those of us that are saying that we want Yoruba nation, is just the beginning and it's not the end. We should not be upset. It's sometimes you might want something, it might not be coming straight away, does not mean it's the end of the Yoruba nation. And once again, this is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. In your car, at home, on your smartphone. No problem. Prince Nee, you say, I have a lot to contribute to this live show. We're going to open the phone line in just half an hour. We can get Waris Jinadu. Make no mistake, Yoruba land we stand. With or without Yoruba figurehead, self-interest, ceremonial title, and entertainment. But listen to this. This is broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. The best radio show. The best radio show. The best radio show. It is the best radio show, and that is how we're going to kickstart this evening. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and I welcome each and every one of you that have joined us from around the world. It is the first day of the month. I say happy new month to those of you that are listening to me, those of you that are watching us from different parts of the world. Nigeria have just concluded, the election that has been in conversation for the last 4 years. President Muhammadu Buhari is finally winding down, and a new president will be expected to take over from him on the May 29th, as if everything goes in plan. Because if there is no military coup, then it will mean that President incoming Tinubu will be taking over from Buhari. But the question is that the end of it? Is that the beginning? Or is that the final solution? Because as Nigerians are discussing this bitter election that have created a lot of conversation around the world, are Nigerians satisfied with the result? Or are we going to see court cases happening, as we have been looking into what Peter Obi has been saying in the last few hours? I'll be telling you everything. Is Atiku going to finally accept defeat and return back to Dubai? Wow! What is going on? Everything you need to know is going to be discussed here on the Starr Radio UK. Maybe you are driving home and you are going to be listening to us. I say, at home, on your smartphone. In your car, at work, at home, on your smartphone. In your car. Mo kí ìyá wa Sarah Oyelọ́wọ̀, mo kí Monsuru Odunlami, mo kí Ọlálẹyẹ Ajíbọ́lá, mo kí gbogbo ọmọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa orí ètò Starr Radio UK. Òun ni a bọ́ sí ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Orúkọ tèmi náà ni Olayomi Koiki. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio. Ní gbogbo àgbáyé ni wọ́n ti ń gbọ́ wa sẹ́ lórí ètò. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. And if you're joining me for the first time, I also have how to welcome you. And this is how we do it here on Starr Radio UK. Welcome. Now that we have welcomed every one of you, take a seat, get a water. I say good evening to my beautiful mother that have joined us. Olaoluwa Oguntolu. You say good evening, Sir Koiki of Yoruba Nation. Eledumare Atumagbori wa sókè. Atumagbori wa sókè. Job well done. Adam Olamilekan. I can read all the comments from all the platforms. We are also live on the sister broadcast, and I welcome each and every one of you. At exactly 7 p.m., a máa ṣí ètò, a máa ṣí phone line. Berechi Anyanwu say Nigeria has happened to Peter Obi, but Peter Obi is not yet congratulating Tinubu, and that literally means a message that Peter Obi is not accepting defeat. I have been following Peter Obi on the Twitter, and the only thing that I saw there about 4 hours ago says our Vice President Dr. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed is addressing an international press conference at the Labour Party headquarters in Abuja. I intend to address Nigerians and international community shortly. But so far, I've not been able to see if Peter Obi has done that, but please let me know. But Tinubu is already jubilating. All the fans of Tinubu and the APC are jubilating. But the question is, Amaka Peter Emeka, good evening to you as well. Wasiu Akinlele, a very good evening to you, sir. Jimo Amusa, good evening to you. If I don't spell and pronounce your name very well, I need to return back to Yoruba classroom. Akim, good evening to you as well. There is a lot to discuss. We'll be looking into what we need to know. Stokes, you say, I'm listening. You are there. I can see you. Omojola Oluwatoyin, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò ìyáwa. Ìyáwa Kẹ́mi Bello, mo kí yín. Lawal Adékúnlé Saheed, Adémọ́lá Akétúndé, Ọlákúnlé, my namesake. Ìbéèrè tí gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá ń béèrè is the question is, we will come to the Yoruba nation. Let us first deal with the aftermath. Atiku and Peter Obi have not yet congratulated Tinubu. Why is it that it is always happening at the early hours of the morning? Why is that INEC cannot do election and do results in the broad daylight? Why is it always in the darkness? Once again.
This is Starr Radio UK.
It is Starr Radio UK.
Starr Radio UK. In your car, at home.
Kolawole Alagba, good evening to you.
Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
In your car, at home.
Moki gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, I say good evening and welcome to the program. Good evening to those of you on Twitter. Yusuf Ridwan, good evening to you as well. There is a lot to discuss and we have to catch up quickly. Election has been concluded. Expectation was very high. The result is coming out bit by bit until INEC at the early hours of this morning decided that they don't have to hide the result. Somebody has to win an election. It's just like a game of football. Somebody must win, somebody must lose, or we go into penalty. But the question tonight is, good evening to you, Ola Akiyemi, Taiwo Akani, Akim Oluwadamilare. Some Yorubas are saying that, Obi, no more Yoruba nation. We will come back and deal with that conversation. Kayode, good evening to you. My question is, now that Peter Obi is not happy with the result, Atiku is not happy with the result, Buhari, the president, have told everybody to please, if you are not happy with the result, please go back to the court and let the court make a decision. My question is, when has the court in Nigeria ever make a decision that favors Nigerians? If the president is saying that everybody should go back to the court, if you're not happy with the result, when has that ever happened? My question then is, why is it that when it comes to election in Nigeria, we cannot get a full result, or there's always discrepancy? Igbesan Toyin, you say Yoruba nation you stand. I stand on Yoruba nation as well. I am so happy. I am excited. Not excited because Tinubu is the president as a Yoruba man, because Tinubu is not representing the Yoruba people. Tinubu is representing Nigerians. And should we remain Nigeria, that literally means that we will continue to be operating under Nigeria as a country. Triple DRS. In fact, brother, you have to go back to the classroom. Ó tó ti di dandan mo gbọ́dọ̀ padà sí ABDA. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. John Taiwo, good evening to you, sir. Wasil Taiwo, good evening. Why is it Taiwo today? Are you twins? Mr. Cole Jimolo, good evening to you. Adebanjo Sunday. Waris Jinadu say United States Federal Corporation and Agency Department Commission Board or other entitlement of the United States and instrument of the United States. What is all that about? Nigeria is the Federal Corporation Enterprise. I think I was saying something on Simon Ekpa as well. I'm going to read that as well later on. And I say good evening to all our Biafra brothers and sisters. Olamilekan Odumuyiwa. I greet and salute those of you on the MixLR as well. My name is Olayomi Koiki, and this is Starr Radio UK. Muki Afolabi Eniolawumi, Mufiki Yawa. Election has been completed. Adebanjo said Nigeria is not for Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, or Nigeria is British Business Center. Berechi Anyanwu say Peter Obi has not congratulated Bola Tinubu. We are just going bit by bit. Why are you rushing, Berechi Anyanwu? I think Peter Obi is going to court. The court will make Nigeria happen to Obi the more. Are you saying that Peter Obi cannot get a full result even taking this to the court? African Confidential, African Confidential, African Confidential. How many of you are following us on Twitter, on Starr Radio? I want to do cross-checking because a lot of you say, we listen to Starr Radio, but you are not following us on the Twitter. How many of you are following us? So let me quickly go on the Starr Radio UK Twitter account and let me see how many subscribers we have. And I can speak to you as well to say that right now, the Nigerian Minister for Foreign Affairs is doing his final bit. He has just arrived in India. And right there, I can see him being congratulated by the Australian High Commission. Says, great discussion at the African Union Summit between Australia, Assistant Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tim Watt, MP, and Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Oyemi, on strengthening relationship between our two nations. Australia is quite a very far distance. Good evening to you once again. If you have not joined us on Twitter, on Starr Radio, so I'm going to know. So I want you to all go on Starr Radio UK now. I'm not commanding you. I just say now. Because that is the only way you will know when I'm live on Starr Radio UK in the morning show. So right now on the Starr Radio UK, we have 818 followers. Can we push that to 1,000 followers? Since we can get 1,000 followers, that means that it's going to help you each time I am live on Starr Radio UK. We are also broadcasting on Twitter, and I want everybody, I'm going to be the first one retweeting. Who is going to be the next one? African Confidential, are you also following Starr Radio UK? I'm going to share the link as well for those of you that probably do not know what it looks like. When you're looking for Starr Radio UK, it is STARR Radio UK. I know my mom is on Twitter. I'm not sure why Pastor Adeboye is trending. Biafra is trending. Yoruba is not trending, but Tinubu is trending. But Biafra is trending, and it shows that the Biafra are ready. God, Last Brown, good evening to you. If Besson say Atiku, Obi, and Rabiu are both heading to court, will Nigerian court clean their tears? Wow. It is not a crime matter. So for those of you that are listening to me right now, can you just go straight into the Twitter and do what we call, attention. So we have 818. Before the end of the program, I'm going to go back to it and see, where we are on Starr Radio UK. It is important that you follow us. This is the first edition. In the first of the month, I say happy birthday in advance to Mrs. Janet Fashakin. They almost threw her name in the mud. Happy belated birthday to, Yedara. Her birthday was yesterday as well. We congratulate her, and I believe she's live as well. Eunice Uche, very good evening to you and welcome to the program. Good evening to everybody. Akim said court is no solution because there is a law. Are we saying that we can't get justice when we go to the court? Why should Nigerians be scared of going to court? When they talk about court in this country, you try to settle out of court. Nobody likes to go to court in this country. Nobody. We have 3 listeners that are watching us and 3 people have retweeted. We need more people to join Starr Radio UK. It is important because these are the platforms that allows Yoruba nation to be discussed. If I was in Nigeria, they will not allow Yoruba Nation conversation on any of the radio stations. So if you're watching me right now, please do the needful. Go on the Twitter and subscribe to the Star Radio UK and follow us on other platforms. Alaja, Iyalaje, mo kí yín dáadáa, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Aziz was still very good evening to you. So if you're not listening to me on the Star Radio UK, please can you just go and follow us right now? Because imagine that if I was in Nigeria that doesn't have rule of law, that doesn't respect journalists, that does not allow conversation like Biafra and Yoruba to be discussed on some of our platforms, it is important that the platform that gives this opportunity, we also follow it. Because if I was in Nigeria, AIT is not discussing Yoruba Nation. NTA and any one of those, mainstream media in Nigeria doesn't discuss Yoruba Nation and Biafra Nation. And the reason for that is they do not want people to know the reason why we are counting to say that Nigeria has expired in 1914. So please do this needful for me right now. It's very, very important, and it is important because that is the only way you can give us a kudos on Star Radio UK. And you have to appreciate that, it is not that, we don't appreciate somebody say, what God, the next Nigerian CEO was decided at Chatham House. We are looking at everything. Thank you so much. Miss Yawa Kemi Bello is also saying, happy birthday to Yedara. We wish you long life and prosperity. And I can see her in a gele. Ewo gele, yeah. Hey, my Yoruba no good though. I can see Yedara, she's live as well. And we say happy birthday to her again. Olakunle, Atiku's silence should not be underestimated. Is the most dangerous among Buhari is advising them to go to the same court that he himself did not recognize. I don't want to use the next phrase because we're on Star Radio UK, but I will just say, Very good evening to my mom. She said, good evening, Star Radio UK, Olayomi, Koiki, and the fans. Good evening to those of you that are listening to me on different platforms. It is what it is. Election has been concluded. The result is out. I'm going to be giving you, is this result justified? I'm going to be telling you that in just about a few minutes. Bear with me. There is still a lot in discussion. Do you think that Tinubu won this election? Idewu Michael, good evening to you. Alarape Israel, good evening to you. And congratulations to all the APC. We cannot say we shouldn't congratulate you because you are Yoruba, you are Igbo, you are Hausa. You decided that the only option is to bring Tinubu in, and I'm not sure how Tinubu is going to manage, especially with the 1999 fraudulent constitution. This is a document that has made a lot of problem. So how Tinubu is going to do that, I don't know. But we will monitor all these. And like I said, once again, good evening to those of you that have joined us on this particular program this evening. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Idiva, good evening to you. Hey, our baby leke. All of them are stupid. Obi, Atiku, and the rest should go to hell. Hey, you are very angry tonight, my big auntie. Adonike, I don't want those of us that are Yoruba to be angry that the result of this election. Pastor Mo Adesanya, she's already on Twitter, but some of you are not on Twitter. Why now? Tinubu won the election. Yes, we are already aware of that. That is not the news now. Tinubu won the election since 4 o'clock in the morning, or Tinubu won the election with Peter Obi does not even agree, and Atiku. In a normal society, when somebody wins the election, you congratulate them, but that doesn't happen in Nigeria. Why? Is it because the election has been rigged? Is it because the election does not favor Atiku, and that is why he's not making that congratulation message? Daniel Oke has already transmitted by sending share button of boom, Star Radio UK. We know Tinubu won the election. There's nothing wrong in that. It's no longer a new news. That is a store news. So if Tinubu won the election, are we sure that the advantage of the technology has been used to favor Tinubu or has been used to destabilize the election? Because a lot that INEC guaranteed that the election was going to be free and fair. Are you sure that the election, hey, last born, which one be Ogun kill all of them? I cannot translate Ogun to our people, but Ogun is one of our very, very powerful culture. So when they say Ogun kill some of them, Kasumu Mujibat Mukinye Kabo Sorieto. This is Star Radio UK and this is how we do it tonight. You will also be ringing the program in just about a few minutes. My brother, how is Ijile issue? Oh, you are taking us into another situation room. Ijile, as I know right now, is still being held in the country that he lives. We can only pray for our brother, Ijile Marcos. A lot of people don't know him. He was one of the self-determination media, and we pray to Eledumare, we pray to Jesus Christ, we pray to Anabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to release Ijile. We don't know his offense. I've been able to continue to check with the family in Turkey, but as we can say, Ijile case is still hanging. So my beautiful auntie, for asking about Ijile, we must remember Ijile in whatever we are doing. Muhyiddin Ayuba. Baba Ogboro, my Yoruba no good. The number to call is the same number that you always call when we're doing our program in the sister broadcast. And that number is +44 74 04 405917. Or if I want to talk in broken English, say +44 74 04 405917. Something that because Tinubu has won and that is the end of Yoruba nation, something that we should be something that we should be sad. Oh, Koiki, you said there's not going to be election. There's election now. Tinubu has won. Okay. And Tinubu has won on what platform? Was Tinubu winning a confirmed election or was it rigged? We don't know yet. But according to a lot of evidence, and let me give you the statistics of what Tinubu win in terms of the numbers. So if I move away like that, so you can see Tinubu right there. Tinubu won with 8,794,726. Next to Tinubu is Atiku. Atiku won, well, they win, but in terms of the numbers, 6,984,520. Let's come to Peter Obi. If Peter Obi could get 6 million, if everything went according to the way it's meant to be, do you think that Peter Obi can still win this election if it was not? Why was Kwankwaso still pushing and he knows that he's not going to get 2 million? Was Kwankwaso there to divide the numbers? These are questions. You don't trust these politicians. Politicians are the most dangerous people around the world, including Nigeria. Let's look at the number again. And I want you to look at this number, and I believe we can adjust it a little bit because the number is not really coming out, very well. So let my team, make some adjustment, and we can let everybody see the numbers very, very well. Once again, a very good evening and welcome. So we're going to adjust it a little bit. So let us adjust it so that we can bring Tinubu's number into it as well. Well, Tinubu has won. Is that the end of it? Is that the final? Is that going to make Nigeria to be peaceful? Do you think that Tinubu winning this election is going to bring joy, peace into Nigeria? And Nigerians unite. Is there a flaw in this election? All this is something that so many people have discussed. Once again, a very good evening. Okay, what's going on? I want to say, okay, it seems that the number of Tinubu is back again. Tinubu won by almost 8 million. Yeah, you can see it right there now. So, iṣẹ́ Kwankwaso ni pé ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn kan máa wà tí wọ́n ní pé kọ́pà nǹkan jẹ́. Was Kwankwaso there to destroy? I don't know. Was Kwankwaso there to divide the vote among PDP and APC and Labour Party? Because I'm not sure. Kwankwaso was never going to win the election, but Kwankwaso is also challenging the INEC. Idowu Michael, Mr. Koiki, it's been long that Nigeria has been selecting people in power. We'll never have a real election, free and fair so far, except the MKO Abiola 1993, and the man was given the mandate. Mukiyawa Comfort, Lola, you say election rigged by all parties. They all know the right thing for us is to go our separate ways. Oladele Amudu Israel Mukiyi, Omoluabi Akinsanya Mukiyi, Ajibola Muhammad, 8 men kill BSCBGS member, 6 others in a fresh attack in Benue State. Not again. Is it after the election that Herdsman is coming up again? We did not hear about Herdsman during the election. Peter Otakoya, a very good evening to you and welcome to the live program. This is Star Radio UK. So you can see the numbers, how everybody was winning and some were losing. What was really the role of Kwankwaso in this election? Because Kwankwaso was only pulling about 2 million that could have gone for PDP, APC, or Labour Party. Mokinyawa Abike Ade, welcome to the program. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Natal Electrical, God of Iron. What an interesting time to be alive. So now that all this is playing out, I've been following the Twitter. Twitter is going into, Twitter was shut down. I'm not sure why, for 3 hours today. Black Wednesday is also being trended as we speak right now. Why is it Black Wednesday? Who died? Who died? I say, who died? Why is it Black Wednesday? Emily Ben. Aki we going to celebrate Tinubu now. I was saying this afternoon, how long is that going to last? This celebration. Is it a celebration that covers every Nigeria or every Nigerians? Election don't finish. Yes, Ajibola Mohammed. So what next? Are we going to see more attack of terrorism? There was less attack during or before election. Election is done now. Benue State is already on fire. Hey, sorry to my governor. Hey, Benue State. He lost his senatorial seat to this Labour Party is not good though. They were doing all kind of tsunami. I hope Sanwo-Olu is not going to be removed as a governor on the 11th of March because it seems that the youth are very angry and they might be coming out very hard. I'm not sure what you're posting there, Emily, but I will look at it in just about a few minutes. Bear with us. There is a lot to look into. So let me see what you posted. Oh, who is crying? Charlie Boy, hey, area father. I saw a bit of protest. Now that the election result is out, it's no longer in hiding. What is the next situation? Ex-President Obasanjo reject 2023 presidential election as stolen and asked Charlie Boy, Donald Duke to rally Nigerians in protest against Bola Tinubu. Confirmed the cause came as INEC ignored demands to suspend coalition. Okay, so I guess this is an audio that is coming out. Okay, I was looking at that, but I didn't say it properly. Let me see if I can bring that into the conversation quickly. Is there any congratulatory message coming from the UK to Bola Tinubu? I'll be looking into that. Yes, I can confirm that our Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, congratulations to official back on his victory in Nigeria. The UK-Nigeria relation remains strong. I look forward to working together to grow our security, trade ties, opportunity, opening an opportunity for business and creating prosperity in both countries. Hey. So the UK is already sending their congratulatory message to Tinubu as the president incoming because Buhari still have up to the 29th of May before he can hand over officially to Tinubu. Water don't pass Gary like this. So the same UK that projected that Nigeria was a country in 1914, even though nobody was consulted before such was happening, is now already congratulating Tinubu. Is that the right thing to do? Why Nnamdi Kanu is asking for Biafra as a British citizen? But the British says we can solve all this problem in an election. Do you think so? Rishi Sunak has already sent his congratulatory message to Nigerians. But the same Nigeria was dealing with Nigerians. The same Nigeria was dealing with Nigerians during the EndSARS. What is the end result after the Parliament, 100,000 petition? Hey, they are sitting discussing about EndSARS. All this is nothing. We keep telling those of you that are saying that the British is going to divide Nigeria. British is not going to, or Britain rather is not going to divide Nigeria. So if anybody is thinking that Britain would divide Nigeria, please take that off your mind because that is not going to happen. Once again, if you are thinking that the British is going to help us divide Nigeria, please take that off your mind. It is not going to happen. Because the British do not believe that we should break away and have different countries, even though we don't speak the same language. And this is why we are saying to those of you all the time that as much as you might want a diplomatic solution for those that are campaigning for the right to self-determination, do you think that the British would allow the right of the indigenous people if they've not even allowed the Scottish to go their own way as well? Thank you so much, Prince Ni Oyewole Chegonisa. Listen again. If the United Kingdom have not allowed Scotland to have their own full right to self-determination, have their own independent country, do you think that the same Britain or the British government would allow the indigenous people to go their separate ways in what is known as Nigeria today? Somebody, the Michael said, the most happiest person presently is Agbero, a group of people and some other corrupt people around. I saw them already. And like I said, we cannot stop them from celebrating. But is this going to bring unity to Nigeria? Supreme Court is trending. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trending. Not Asiwaju for me, but that is the way it's called. Pastor Adeboye is trending. Islamic Republic is trending. Dear Obedient is trending. There is quite a lot. Ghanaian is also trending. Are we saying that people are going to be moving to Ghana? Mokinle Konseshegon Yawa Oyekunle Sarah. Those of you that are pointing finger to somebody like me, say, Koiki, on this election. Election has been done. Tinubu has won. Has he won on a legitimate mandate? Or as this election from every... Let me show you something the engineer is going to bring us up in just about a few minutes. Do you think that with this kind of result from Professor in 2023, even a primary school should not tolerate this kind of spreadsheet result? These are the kind of results that were projected during the Collation Center in Abuja. Imagine. The police in Kaduna is already issuing that nobody should celebrate yet in Kaduna. I'm not sure why. Look at it very well. This is not an election from my own view. But INEC thinks that it's an election, and if you're not happy with it, please go to the court and deal with it. I'm trying to bring the Charlie boy, I'm not sure why. I'm having a bit of a... It seems it's going to come up in just about a few minutes. Nigerians woke up on the 25th in the hope that, that the election will give them at least a conclusive whether APC should come back after 8 years of a failed government that could not protect you. Economy is in tomato. Security is a problem. PDP were hoping to come back, but yet, for the reason known to Nigerians, they thought Labour Party was the best. And they came out in their numbers, and we saw how they were dealt with, especially in Lagos State. We saw how they were dealing with them in Lagos State. And as Nigerians were thinking that this election will give us at least somebody that will unite Nigeria, even if it's not going to happen. Because sometimes people live in denial. Oh, this election is going to give us peace of mind. I'm not sure where you're going to find that peace, because there's nothing like peace. Nigeria since 1960 has never given anybody peace of mind. It has actually given us more problem, because we are not one. So if you look at this spreadsheet, the question, Mokinyawa Kemisola Omotoyibo Ekabomomi, Mokibogomo Yoruba tó ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa, Western world choose who to rule Nigerian elections never count in the land. That's coming from Yawa Comfort. Lola, thank you so much. Follow us. Tinubu said, I will work day and night for the youth. Do you believe it? He's always sleeping. Baba Sususun. In just about 7 or 6 minutes, we're going to open the phone line. INEC failed to upload result because Peter Obi won. That's it, Baba Ahmed. Why is it that INEC refused to upload the result? What was the reason that INEC doesn't want to upload the result? Was there something that we need to know that INEC refused to upload the result? Mokin, our comfort, Ologunja, you say UK is congratulating Nigeria. Is that the way UK conduct their own election? Is Nigeria truly practicing democracy? Question mark, what a shame. But this is the result that we have been given. These are what professors are bringing into the collation center in Abuja. Until the early hours of this morning, election result was announced. Already, there is no congratulatory message that is coming from Peter Obi and Atiku. They are going to court to challenge the result. I know those of you that are in love with Tinubu, there's nothing wrong in that. You can love somebody, you can appreciate somebody, but the question is, are you sure that this election has been perfect? Buhari said we cannot get a perfect election. When Tinubu gets there, let him go and deal with the rest. Buhari received political community leaders on congratulatory visit. They're already visiting Buhari. Police have arrested 50 suspects that have put fire in the Maiduguri market, a market that has been operating for 35 years. Ex-Katsina Governor Ibrahim Shema asked Atiku to concede defeat in national interest. Are we going to see Atiku returning back to Dubai? Federal government okays multi-billion naira contract for transition company of Nigeria. Yet there is no lie. Lagos and Abuja, other Nigerian city, is quiet. Why is it quiet? Presidential election result annoying financial disaster that is coming from Charlie Boy. My name is Olayomi Koiki. This is Starr Radio UK. And as we continue to look into the aftermath of the election, I will open the phone line. But if you're joining me for the first time, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Hey, in your car,
at work,
at home,
on your smartphone. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
in your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone. The best radio show. The best radio show. The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide online 24/7.
Well, and I believe we have our first caller. I hope it's this going to be for somebody. Hello, caller.
Hello, Koiki.
Ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò ni. Okay, he doesn't know, so we will not definitely go ahead with that call because it's a private number as well. So sometimes we get other calls into it. Yes, if you want to call in now, the line is open and we can take your call. Plus 44 74 0440 5917. My name is Olayomi Koiki. Idris says, I have said it several times, UK are our number one problem. Michael say, yeah, oh Yoruba, the democratic era is ending in Africa. Oh Fulani, God has finished your kingdom in righteousness. The era of Michael has come. Mukiba Baba Adekunjo Lukman. Ajani Ifeoluwa, there is a lot of Nigerians that are having issues in Benghazi. We pray that things will be sorted out on the other side of the globe. Niger Voices on Starr Radio UK comes up every Wednesday between 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. where we review everything about Nigeria. We talk about the indigenous people. Mukiyawa Rukaya Tomahumi Ekabo Sorieto. Tinubu president, do you think is going to unite Nigeria? Because already 6 million people that voted for Peter Obi are not happy. They are not congratulating Tinubu. Tinubu says it's going to bring everybody together. It's going to unite you. You shouldn't worry. Atiku almost also have a big number. Let's engineer put us again the screen again quickly. Let's look at the screen again. So when we look at Atiku also was able to get almost 7 million. So Atiku is not congratulating Tinubu. None of them is congratulating Tinubu yet, and that is not good for politics. Adebanjo Sunday, I told those Momo citizens in Nigeria that your vote is not counting in Nigeria. It's not counting in Nigeria. Zoom. Yeah, you have changed it from Zoom to Zoom country. Zoom. Okay, everything about Nigeria is fake. Oseni Muridin, welcome to the program. Till thy kingdom come, Nigeria can never have free and fair election. The only way out is to have our own Yoruba nation. But a lot of Yoruba people are already excited that Tinubu is winning. On your mandate, we shall come. On your mandate, ẹgbẹ́ kìíní yìí wá, èmi ló mọ̀. And I believe they've actually given it to him because they do not want him to bring more wahala. It looks like Buhari is scared of Tinubu. Ẹgbẹ́ kìíní yìí wá, èmi ló mọ̀. Ó lulẹ̀, ó ṣe lẹ́lẹ́kẹ́ ní ó lulẹ̀, ó ṣe lẹ́lẹ́kejì ó lulẹ̀, ó ṣe lẹ́lẹ́kẹta ó lulẹ̀, mo wá lọ fà jáde èmi ló kàn. And once again, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
On your smartphone.
In your car.
Work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
In your car.
Work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
We welcome you once again back to the program. Now that everybody is waking up, it seems that the ogogoro that some people have been drinking is clearing up their eyes. We told them that election in Nigeria is like playing a gamble. And when you go to casino, it's either you win or you lose. But if you're not careful, you can lose more. The question now is, are Nigerians that voted in the hope that something new is coming, and yet nothing new has happened? Muki Princess Okokoro Ekaboyawa. Princess is not a pet name. Princess stands for somebody that has a lineage to something very important in the royal family. Once again, this is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
As I continue to review the aftermath of the election, there's still a lot to discuss. Michael says, stand up, stand down, stand up and put down the king of Africa, Europe, America, and Asia. Restore the throne of David, oh Michael says. There are so many people that are jubilating that we say that there's not going to be election, and yet election went ahead in Nigeria. And we should put our eyes in shame. No, election never hold in Nigeria. What we saw was a fraudulent election, and the mandate has been given to somebody else. So we're going to put the number out so that we can take your calls. You're welcome. I know some of you know that you can't speak English, but because we have been told that English is the communication language in Nigeria, but it is not our official language. As Yoruba people, we've been living a very, very beautiful lifestyle before the British colony came in and destroyed such. And today, Nawafo Igbo, welcome to the program. Somebody say, Mr. Koiki, those who are excited, especially the Yoruba land, they are most great enemies of Yoruba nation. They are happy that Tinubu won the election, and they are probably saying, oh, Yoruba nation. But the question is that the end? Omoluabi Akisoya, welcome to the program. Buhari is not scared of Tinubu, but the Fulanis are. Okay, wow. Thank you so much, Ayomiku Damijo, my brother. Buhari is not scared of Tinubu. The Fulanis are gambling on Tinubu health, so Shetima will take power. Okay, I got the message now. Thank you so much. So there's always a health issue for every one of us, and we don't, use health to push somebody aside. But a lot of people, just as Buhari spent a lot of time here, and today, so many Nigerians are still wondering, what could be wrong with Tinubu? Is Tinubu okay to lead 200 million? Do you know how many people voted in this election? Do you want me to tell you? The number is not a very good one. I was expecting more people to come out and vote. So it shows that the country is already divided from inside. plus 447404405917 will bring you. Mo kí bàbá mi ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa ní Paris. Mo pàlàjì àlàáfíà lọ́wọ́. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pátápátá nílé lóko and those that are concerned. Tinubu will sell us to Fulani is coming onto the YouTube channel comment section by Rukayat Olayomi. Good evening, thank you once again. Akinlade say, good evening, my dear brother. Odu Agbewa Kodigbe Odale. No going back, definitely. Idewu Michael said, well said, Mr. Koiki. We have never have an election. All we do is Fulani selection. Oyeku says, since we started the democracy in 1999, there is a complaint on election. Yoruba nation not going back. How is Tinubu going to manage all this crisis that is presently in Nigeria? We're talking about inflation, insecurity. The economy is completely down. Is Tinubu going to have to borrow more money to run this government? Because Nigeria do not have what it takes. Atiku received these individuals from the former president of Ghana to the former president of Nigeria, but yet Atiku is not making the phone call to congratulate Tinubu. Mokiyawa Kadijat, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Lanre Lamina, Yoruba nation not going back is what you say. Otumba Adekunle said, time bomb is loading. Yeah. Thank you to all our African brothers and sisters. Nigeria have just concluded an election that is throwing Nigerians into all kind of question. These are the 4 contestants out of the 18. The remaining 14, I'm not sure why they didn't collapse together and work together with any of this political party. But since it is a civic right, you can become a president by having your name on the ballot box. Mokina nkan si ìyàwó Ọmọ́wùmí Abbey. Orúkọ tèmi ni Olayomi Koiki. Akinlade Emmanuel, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Talk says, please, what happened to Governor Wike's son in California in US? Okay, I'm not sure what is happening, but we're going to check that out. Is anything wrong with Governor Wike's son in California? We'll find out. I know Wike has done a lot of damage trying to sell to Tinubu because he doesn't want to endorse Atiku. So the malpractice that happened in Rivers State is something that we are going to be discussing as well, in this program. Thank you so much to Bashegun Alabi. On Twitter, it says, Lagos Weekly record in February 1919. Let us hope that with the departure of Sir Frederick, the Nigerian system, the product of his exorbitant imagination, will be consigned to limbo of oblivion. And I guess we're embedded in the historical structure of British imperial colonization. It will exist as the foster remains of an administrative experiment failure. Hashtag Yoruba Nation now. Hashtag End Nigeria. Now that this election, also Oluremi says, becoming a president by hook or crook, president of Agbado. Ẹgbẹ́ kìíní wa èmi ló kàn. There's a lot of Nigerians that are angry with the result, while there's also a lot of jubilation. I can see Fani Kayo, the FFK, so excited. Greatest Nigerian youth. I can see Macaroni. I've just released an audio. Or probably, I'm not sure what is as released, but I'm still looking for the Osibajo hails Tinubu as Nigeria bridge builder, says president-elect leadership quality needed now. But Osibajo, you wanted to be president as well now, until Tinubu say, èmi ló kàn, ọmọ mi lọ jókòó. Because Osibajo also contested in the primaries, but èmi ló kàn say, go and sit down. Tinubu has received the INEC certificate. Is that the final? Do you think that INEC can still come back after a court case to declare Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president should Peter Obi win in the court? Do you think that Peter Obi can win back his mandate in the court? Do you think that Atiku can win back his mandate in the court? This election have already exposed Nigeria to the international community, but how are the Yorubas and the Biafra going to take advantage of this is the question. Báwo làwọn Yorùbá? The international news is already picking, and let me give you some of the headlines from the international news as I have it. CNN says opposition vows challenge as Tinubu wins Nigerian presidency. BBC says Bola Tinubu wins Nigerian presidential election against Atiku. AP, Nigerian Bola Tinubu declare winner of the presidential vote. CNBC, Nigerian ruling party candidate declare winner in dispute. The New York Times, Nigerian president election, live update Bola Tinubu. These are how the international news is reporting this news as I speak to you right now. Tinubu has received his certificate of winning. Is that going to be the final? The engineers are working quickly to give us, what it looks like when Tinubu was holding this certificate. In just about a few minutes. Moki Yawa Jumi Adebisi Ekabo Surieto. As Tinubu is now given the certificate, does that mean that Tinubu now will be able to unite every Nigerian and the Yorubas, the Biafra? Is Tinubu going to release Nnamdi Kanu? Is Tinubu going to say, Igbowo, you can come back home, no more problem. I am not the president. What is your take? The economics. Bola Tinubu, Nigerian political kingmaker, wins a floor election. This is how the economics is putting the result out on their timeline. There are so many things happening, and Nigerians are asking questions. Did Tinubu really win this election, or was it just another flaw by the Nigerian? And like I said, I'm going to be bringing in just about a few minutes how Tinubu was holding, his certificate of return. Election is not yet over, because on the 11th, in the next 10 days, Nigerians are going back again to the poll. Are we going to see more attacks like we saw during these, election, especially in Lagos, where all the Agberos working for Tinubu was not allowing or did not allow Nigerians to decide whether they want to vote for Tinubu or not? Do you think that such is going to happen? And like I said, that is the image behind you right there. We're going to bring it closer. How Tinubu was receiving, and you can see it right there. Yeah. So Tinubu holding his return certificate. I am now the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Èmi ló kàn. Do you think that Tinubu can unite Nigeria? How many people do you think was, or let me put it this way, how many people or how many Nigerians voted out of 206 million of us, according to what they are telling us? And I want us to go with me in these statistics. 18 presidential candidates, 18 of them contested. 18 presidential candidates contested. Some, we don't know, maybe they are just there for ballot reason. Sowore did not win as much as we wanted him to win. And out of this 18, 25.3 million votes was shared among them that led to Tinubu becoming the president. 25.3 million. The question then is, níbo ni gbogbo àwọn 180 million Nigerians tó kù wà? Or let's say if some of them are still young, probably we say 70 million. In the early hours of today, 1st of March, some are already calling it a Black Wednesday. This is what Macaroni just released. It's quite a lot, but let's just hear a bit of it.
About results, let aggrieved candidates take their cases to court. Let the youth remain focused. It is the long-term goal, and yes, 1 or 2 fights, but let us understand ourselves. One or two fights say, oh no, now, say, now like that we go look. No, calm down, everybody. Let us hear ourselves. Let us stand together. We cannot be used as instruments for politicians. No. So I'm calling INEC out again. Conduct is not there. You saw all our grievances. You saw us post videos. You saw where we were harassed. You saw where we were being intimidated. You saw where INEC staff did not come out on time. You saw where they didn't upload to people as different things happened. And anyone aggrieved will go to court. I keep saying that. But while we are trying to gather ourselves again and say we still want to have strength to come out to vote for our governors or the state house of assembly, those that will represent us, we need to be assured.
So that is, Macaroni speaking right there. Is a very popular skit maker on the YouTube and the Facebook or Twitter. As we continue to monitor, again, Simon Ekpa will be speaking sometime later on today. As we continue to monitor all the reaction from Nigerians, and I'll be reading as many. Let's take a look at congratulatory message from those support of Tinubu. Dear INEC, please answer this question. Okay, what question?
That the minors voting in the north are young adults that have growth disorder. Please, I want Nigerian institutions, Nigerian research companies to come out and really research that, because it's only looking like they expose themselves during election period, and after election period they disappear. Look, the electoral process in this country has to be transparent. We are not animals that you can just tell anything and we'll believe now.
Okay. Okay. It looks like more people are not happy, but like I said, there's a lot happening on the social media. Let's come back a little bit again. Like I said, Rishi Sunak, the United Kingdom Prime Minister, have already sent a congratulatory message, and that message was transmitted on the timeline of Rishi Sunak at exactly 5:21 p.m. today, and it has already generated 229 retweets. And let's look at the reaction. Congratulations to what your national broadcaster observed and concluded. Every time someone gets elected, you always pretend to make happy trade deals with them. The only problem is you are the only one never to be elected by the people. These are the reaction from those that are putting comment under Rishi Sunak. Sam Kanayo Agbadu, dear Prime Minister, the recent elections in Nigeria were greatly flawed, and this was documented by international observers. Let's look at it again.
Popular television broadcaster and filmmaker.
More reaction. Kingmaker, thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Contrary to what some media are portraying, this is the best election ever conducted. You can see these are Tinubu fans. Adenipekun, thank you, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Congratulations, President-elect Bola Tinubu, on your victory through the electoral. Okay, I think it's just repeating the same thing. Gaboni says, Rishi Sunak, I am very disappointed that you validate this fraud. Shame on you. Millions of Nigerians, both home and even in the UK, are depressed because of this sham of an election, and you are congratulating a fraud. And Nigerians are the ones that are already talking. We have a caller, and let's go straight to the caller. Hello, caller. Good evening and welcome to Nigeria Voices.
Hello, Koiki. How are you?
Very good evening, sir. Ekabo Zorieto, you're live with us.
Oh, you're online?
Okay. All right.
I want to put that. I want to say one thing.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying, but I'm live right now, and I cannot answer that. I'm not too sure of what you're actually asking. So maybe after the program. You said the Yoruba going to court. I don't understand. What do you mean by the Yoruba going to court?
Okay, when do you think it will be convenient for us to
well, that will be probably maybe tomorrow, if not today, after 2 hours from now. Sorry about that. Again, Koiki, this is coming from my mommy, my auntie, Kemigelo. Koiki, Tinubu can use brain divide Nigeria. This man a criminal. So you are thinking that it can divide Nigeria. Okay, that's another good angle that is coming. Thank you so much. I just saw I know that you probably posted it 3 times. Sorry for not reading it out quickly. Odili! Wow, long time. How is Canada? And I hope the weather is getting better on the other side of the globe. Now, let's look at the statistics quickly. We had 93 million people register for this election. 93 million. That is a huge number. 93 million Nigerians were preparing to vote, but I'm not sure what happened next. Ibrahim Ganiu, good evening to you and welcome. Abiodun, good evening to you. Akintola Joseph, good evening to you. And Anu Morigba, I love that name. Oluwatumise Ekabo Sorieto. And greetings to every one of you on the Instagram, the MixLR. Maybe we should look at if there's any comment on the MixLR so that we carry you along as well. Let's read some of your comments if we have one. Comrade Plan B say Yoruba Nation is the only way forward. You also say, because of the enlightenment I have received from this platform since last year, I didn't vote for the first time since I was eligible for voting. Okay, so these are the Yorubas that even though they are eligible to vote, is their civic right, they disagree with the voting, thinking that Yoruba Nation is the best. Also, you went on to say Nigeria is doomed for destruction. We have huge number of people that are listening to us more right now on the MixLR. It's about 26 of you. I didn't know that the number was high. We had about 55 in the afternoon. Thank you, every one of you. Allow Baba and every one of you. If you put your comment out there, you will be rest assured that we will read it as well. Ola Akin said, no, going back. Akin Oluwadamilare said, Yoruba Nation is the best. Quite a lot is coming on different screen. Taiwo Akane said, Yoruba Nation is the only option. So Tinubu receiving the certificate. Do you know that it is only 25.3 million Nigerians that voted among 18 political parties? On the 1st of January 1914, Lord Frederick Lugard, governor of both the Northern Nigeria Protectorate, and I believe that's quite a lot of lovely one there, from Emini, who gave Nigeria his name. Bamidele Mohammed, good evening to you. Shout out to those of you that are watching me all the way in the northern part of the country. Moki Yawa Ani Bolaji Ekabo Sorieto. You say Yoruba Nation now to save life, no going back. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ tẹ̀lé mi ká lọ nínú what we're about to look into now. According to the INEC data, they have the data of 93 million. People were able to vote if you are ready to vote, but those that wanted to cast their vote were not given the opportunity. Moki Babawa, Afolabi Segun, General Trustina. Nigeria can never work again because a failed nation can never see the face of Eledumare. Just to advise every Yoruba people who are with 2 ears, Teleti Meji, to prepare for war, Kelo Mamura Fogu, and remember to stop food store. When you get to do the Yoruba Nation self-determination is the solution to this country. Yoruba Nation now. Tabade ní gbogbo ọmọ tó jẹ́ ọmọ Ọ̀wọ̀ tí ẹ fẹ́ ran àwọn tó wà nísàlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nílùú Ọ̀wọ̀. Get in touch with me. I will connect you to General Trustina. The last week and the week before, they were able to put together, especially our elderly ones that have not been feeding well. So General Trustina, we see if we can bring that image, in just about a few minutes. The engineers are going to work on that, with his team in Owo, in Ondo State, in case you don't know where Owo is, because not everybody knows the local government around the world. They were packing rice, gari, and beans. Àwọn èèyàn wa ń jẹ̀yà nílé tó ń ṣe kékeré, ẹni bá kàn ló mọ̀. So we say thank you so much, General Trustina, for the great job you're doing to the community and every one of you that have also been supporting SOT. Like I said, we will try to see, I believe we still have those images, and those images, we will bring them out in just about a few minutes. The engineers are working on that. So you can see that, as the Yoruba people, we love our people so much. And it seems that the politicians have made use of them again, as usual, every 4 years. And they run away, they come back in 4 years and campaign again with rice, kuli. I saw bread being given away. But Tinubu now has got the certificate. Do you think that the court, in their court, late change the narrative? Is coming up to 7:30 p.m. local time. We normally use the GMT, that is 19:23 p.m. Once again, Tabare tó fẹ́ support èèyàn ní Ọ̀wọ̀ these are our Yoruba campaigners on the ground, and they are doing what they can do, but it's just that they are saying that if we see somebody that can help them more, they'll be able to do more as well. So one of the videos, we're going to bring them up in just about a few minutes on the background, where General Trustina was distributing what we can call, a small little support to help those that, by the time I show you this video, you will be able to even see that, the condition is very terrible. No proper accommodation, no welfare. Maybe Tinubu now will change this, I don't know, but he has a lot to deal with in Nigeria. Gay said we don't have president yet in Nigeria. What we have is Agbado president. Thank you so much. Keep your comment coming on Instagram. I'll be reading everything as we have it around all the platforms. So let me quickly bring up this image of General Trustina helping at home as a Yoruba Nation campaigner on the ground. And this is General Trustina in this video on the background. Once again, a very good evening to those of you that have joined us. So that is General Trustina with the food packed in the little what they can give, and they are now giving to our elderly ones that could not access money. They don't even have food. Some of them don't even have money. Look at the environment. Look at how our people are living. We might see if we can get another one, image. And this is why we are saying to those of you at home, the hunger on the land is just unbelievable. Our people are suffering a lot. Akinwande Adebayo, mo kí yín káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Once again, we appreciate everyone that is still working tirelessly to make sure that the Yoruba Nation struggle continue. We will talk more on that in just about a few minutes. For those of you that are saying that Yoruba Nation is completely done, Tinubu is the president, we should just leave Yoruba Nation, it doesn't work like that in reality. And I guess we have a caller, and let me go straight to my caller. Hello, caller, you're live on Starr Radio UK with me. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Ẹ káàbọ̀ bàbá wa.
Oníbàjẹ́ fún alábọ̀ ọlọ́ọ̀gbọ̀gbọ̀.
Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè.
Gbogbo bó jẹ́ dùkílẹ̀ Yorùbá fún wọn bàjẹ́ káwá polówó ẹrú ọlọ́ọ̀bá agbáàdúrà ọ̀rọ̀ àjàyò.
Àmín.
Sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ìjọba wa ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àti ilẹ̀ gbogbo Nàìjíríà.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Àpáyọ ẹ̀yà ẹni wọn.
I'm going, sir.
Nígbà tó ń rí ariwo tó a ti padà tó tó ṣe, ìwọ ni pé èmi lókè ẹgbẹ́ kìíní wá. Wọ́n ti wá gbé fún Tinubu ń sìn. Ṣẹ́gbọ́n mi.
I'm going, sir.
Nígbà tọ́badọ́jú wà ń bẹ̀, ọbadọ́jú ò sọjọ́. Ètò ìdè ọbadọ́jú sọjọ́ ni pé òbí náà fi sílẹ̀, kọ́sí òbí wọ́n wà nílẹ̀ làwọn ń tẹ̀lé. Ní tí òun ọbadọ́jú sọjọ́ nìyẹn. Èrò ìdè ọbadọ́jú sọjọ́ fún ìjọ ọdún mẹ́jọ. Bí Tinubu bá dé Tinubu tó bá lóòótọ́ di pírẹ́sidẹ́ntì ó tún tì wà lọ Tinubu ni. Bí Tinubu bá lọ jẹ pírẹ́sidẹ́ntì.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Ọ̀dọ́ tó tì wà lọ Tinubu ni. Tòun àwọn ẹranko àwọn anígbàtọ́jọ́ fẹ́ ṣèjọba wọn ò ní fún ṣe. Àwọn tó jẹ́ public people tí ò lówó nílé sí i wọ́n máa jìyà ẹ̀. Nítorí ẹ̀ wípé Yorùbá nation is the best solution to our problem. Torí constitution tó fẹ́ Tinubu fẹ́ rúde dà 1999 constitution. Forward ní constitution. Àpáláyé jẹ́ ayé jẹ́ constitution. So wọ́n kó lè gbé àpẹẹrẹ pọ̀ mí rò ní Koiki. Tí wọ́n láti Senegal, tẹ́gbọ́n láti Kenya. Ká fẹ́ wá sí ìwádìí yíra wa àdìmọ́ gidi. Àbá ìfẹ́ pọ̀ tó máa ń bọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀dọ́ láti lágbèjì wa. Ọ̀pọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ tó wọ́n ti tẹ̀lé. Àná àmọ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ ní private jet. Ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ private jet ní kẹ́rin olójú rẹ̀ pé kẹ́ẹ̀sán wọn. Tí a ní ní Nàìjíríà pẹ̀lú ṣé ìjọba kó máa jìnnà báyìí? It's all top to the good world. Pé ká ìyá ẹjọ́ àwọn akáàtúntò
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nígbà tó ṣe dé ní ẹgbẹ́ pé gómìnà Lagos State àwọn èèyàn ti orúkọ Tinubu wọn ò sọ Lagos State ìdìbò bá ti ara wọn. Tinubu jẹ gómìnà tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ ní Báṣálẹ̀ ó kó Èkó ní Tinubu ti sọ bá ti ara ẹ̀. Tí ká àdó òkú náà ti kọ́ ká pé gómìnà bá tiẹ̀ lọ ní wo ó dàbí àwọn táwọn náà nìkan ní Kánà tó wà Nàìjíríà lójú. Tinubu ìṣẹ́jú kálukú wa o. Òun kálukú ló bọ́ wọ̀ pé tó fẹ́ ṣe ló fẹ́ ṣe. Tinubu gan owó sì ju Fúlàní àti àwọn Fúlàní lọ. Ẹyẹ yẹn ní ẹgbẹ́ tí yí. Deputy President Tinubu is a terrorist man, Sẹ̀tìmà, Tàwùrù Sẹ̀tìmà. Ìyẹn ní kẹ́lẹ́ pa orí ìtàkùn àwọn èèyàn. Tinubu jẹ pẹ́sidẹ̀ntì àgbẹ̀ ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀ kú ẹ̀wẹ̀ lẹ́ni. Yóò ṣọ́ra ìbẹ̀lẹ̀ máa pàtẹ́ náà sí. Terrorist ò ní jọba president rẹ lórí o. Òun ní ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá wa.
Ó kálukú pọ́ fún díẹ̀. Òun ní solution to our problem. Tinubu kọ́ ló dẹ́sẹ̀ wò láyé o. Ọlọ́run bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀dà sáyé. Òun ní kí kálukú akáyé wa wá ní. Ọbásanjọ́ tẹ pẹ́sidẹ̀ntì Nàìjíríà ọdún mẹ́jọ kò sọ ọjọ́ nǹkan fún ọmọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Kí Tinubu náà bá débẹ̀ tán, kó mọ̀ tó kí wẹ̀ lọ sínú bú. Ẹ má ṣe ti Tinubu báyìí. Ó kó mi lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ wà lórí mọ́ ọ. Ẹgbàdo lágbàdo kálukú wa. Àwọn fáàkì ọ̀rọ̀ nígbà bá sọ fún àwọn èèyàn pé Tinubu fẹ́ pẹ́sidẹ̀ntì oníkìlú lójú oníkìlú tòrò dáàgbà Yorùbá nation. Ọlọ́mọ pọ́pọ̀ jẹ́ ẹgbẹ́. Òun ló máa ẹ̀bùn kálukú wa.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Thank you so much.
Ọ̀rọ̀ wa dayọ̀.
Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ìdí bàbá wa sọ ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá. Mo kí gbogbo orí adé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá. Mẹ́sẹ̀ tó ń jáde láti ọ̀dọ̀ ní ọ̀fífẹ́ wọ́n ní kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní kẹ́ calm down. I was seeing that report earlier on this afternoon. Ọ̀ọ́ni sọ pé kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà pé ká ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Bàbá wa Ọláyínká ànílè ka irú kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn síta lórí ètò bí à ń ṣe níbí báyìí ànílè ka kọ́mẹ̀ntì yẹn bọ̀ mo ti rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yìí kò ṣe pé mo fojú fò but it is not something we can read live on this kind of program. Láńre Babalọ́lá mo kí yín ẹ jẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Albert Ọgbọ́ngbọ́láwọ̀n mo rí kọ́mẹ̀ntì yín ẹni only in Nigeria professor will rig election for politician and expel students in the school for exam malpractice. Maybe I should show you this and that is probably maybe what you're reflecting to. And that's it right there. Bamidele says fuel still costly as at now is 245. Where is Emefiele? But when tó bá fẹ́ pè sórí ètò, the next 1 hour is to look into Yoruba Nation. Ṣé Yoruba Nation ti kú ni? Òun ní ìbéèrè tọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ń béèrè. Bẹ́ bá fẹ́ pé òtẹ́ fẹ́ sọ Yorùbá ẹ pè wọlé ẹ má bẹ̀rù. Bó bá jẹ́ pé ọmọ Tinubu náà nìyẹn o lè wá pè kó wá congratulate ká wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò bàbá wa.
Yà sọ́kọ́ ìgbà kú iṣẹ́.
Èmi nìyẹn sà.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ kú ẹ̀yin ẹ̀kú àdúró tí
Bàbá.
nation.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sà.
Ẹ ṣì kàn sá àti Yorùbá nation àtàwọn sọ pé Tinubu là ń fẹ́ dìbò fún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bébí ṣe ń wò ni pé àwọn tó ní pé Tinubu fẹ́ dìbò fún ìgbẹ́ Yorùbá ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni wọ́n ṣá gbogbo wa ni máa ń kí wọn dáadáa mo ń gbádùn yín sà.
Ṣùgbọ́n ìkan jẹ́ temporary solution. Like a permanent solution.
Okay. Ọlọ́pọlọ ní gbogbo wa adẹ̀ ń farabalẹ̀ gbọ́ yín bàbá ẹgbọ́n sókè mo gbádùn yín.
Ọ̀nà bẹ́ẹ̀ dìbò fún Tinubu ti wọlé báyìí ń sìn. Káàtì ẹ̀wá ní Tinubu gbìyànjú tí ó lé advantage tamara Tinubu ju pé àwọn ọmọ wa tó jẹ́ sójà kò fún ní high rank. Àwọn kọ́sọ̀mù ọmọ wa kò fún ní high rank. Kí ló tún kojú ẹ ṣe? Àwọn kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ pípẹ́pẹ́ kan kó fún àwọn ọmọ wa sáyé high rank lẹ́yìn ìyẹn kò ṣe ju ẹ lọ́mọ́ o.
Ó lè ṣe ó lágbára ẹni sùn bàbá ó lágbára láti change àwọn policy kọ̀ọ̀kan náà àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ bọ̀ Muhammad bí ó lè gbé gbogbo military architect padà wá sí senate wa ó lè lo presidential power ó lè lo presidential order bọ̀ bó ṣe fẹ́ long bọ̀ mo ń gbádùn yín bàbá mi.
Tó bá try ẹ̀ ó máa dógún ni but àwọn tó wà lọ́wọ́ mi gbà because ẹgbẹ́ jẹ́ lẹ́nu àwọn kan wá síbi kan náà ni.
Okay.
Àsìkò dẹ̀ lọ kò dẹ̀ dúró. Kò tó ó ní ibi tó lágbára tó lè ṣe ojú náà pé ẹ̀yẹ lágbájá sí. Ẹ̀yẹ lágbájá sí tó fún àwọn bọ́ọ̀lù sígbà ẹ̀kọ́ lè máa ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ òdì tán. Jerry, apart from that.
Kẹ́ tó sọ̀rọ̀ bàbá mi, ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún bí ní ìbéèrè kan bàbá. Ẹ jẹ́ n bí ní ìbéèrè kan, má bínú ẹ̀yàn báwa journalist a máa ń lẹ́tà láti sọ̀rọ̀ débì kan. Ṣé Tinubu lè gbé Nàìjíríà kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà bó ṣe jẹ́ president kó dẹ̀ tún ṣiṣẹ́ fún Yorùbá bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ṣe ń sọ pé fẹ́ endorse ìkànnì ọmọ Yorùbá nation? Tinubu náà ní foresight, ó mọ ibi tó ń lọ, ó ní calculator, ó ní ọgbọ́n jagaba bàbá jagaba.
Ẹjọ́ kí n kí àárín yẹn.
Mo gbọ́ sà.
Ẹ kí n kí àárín yẹn. Nígbà tí Buhari gbé ní jáde ní 10 minutes kí làwọn ọmọ ìwà pariwo wọn ló fẹ́ ṣe fún àṣẹ.
Ok.
Àbí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
Ó wá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣé kò jọ bẹ́ẹ̀. So tí Tinubu náà bá ti rìn ní gbèrègbèrè yẹn lásán nǹkan tó ẹ̀sùn náà máa fi kàn ní tí ó bá dẹ̀ ṣọ́ra yóò bẹ̀.
Ok.
Tí o ní solution náà ni pé kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ Yorùbá náà ló ń jẹ́ Yorùbá nǹkan tó wà lórí ìṣesí Yorùbá ẹ̀ka ibi tí wọ́n fẹ́ lọ ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ káwọn ọmọ Yorùbá lọ wo kíní kan tí kò yé wọn lásìgbà Awólọ́wọ̀ ẹ wo iṣẹ́ tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe mọ́tò jẹjẹrẹ regional ẹ wo iṣẹ́ tí Awólọ́wọ̀ ṣe sílẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ wo iṣẹ́ tí àwọn tó kú náà ṣe sí ọdún ìjọ wọn èwo ló fojú hàn jù. Ìbéèrè yìí òní ìkànnì kan dá gbogbo láàrin ìdí ló sọ pé everybody prefer láti bá Yorùbá ṣiṣẹ́ láti invest sílẹ̀ Yorùbá dá other region ìyẹn tó bẹ́ẹ̀. Láti ìgbà tí àwọn Yorùbá ti ń gbẹ́ ní federation láti ìgbà tí Yorùbá ti ń jẹ tí Yorùbá ti jẹ tó bá ti become a president ni a máa ní ìgbádùn nínú ìlú yìí. Níwọ̀nba ìyá tó sọ pé tí Yorùbá ní ìjọba dúró Yorùbá mọ̀ lùtò Yorùbá mọ̀ ní ṣe kò ní jẹ́ pé ọdún mẹ́jọ tó máa ń fún alẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó pé àwọn máa fa gidi dìmú ọmọ máa lé wa ọmọ máa ṣe bá ló máa jẹ́ ayé continuity Amẹ́ríkà tó di Amẹ́ríkà lẹ́yìn pété ìnáwó àlẹ́yìn pé continuity wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe dìbẹ́ yẹn. Nígbà tí Yorùbá dé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó ṣe ọdún mẹ́jọ tí àwọn tọ̀hún tún gbà tó pàṣẹ wọn fẹ́ kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ òfòwòlẹ̀ ó bá gbèsè pẹ́pẹ́ ó kílẹ̀ òfòwòlẹ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ ṣàwò nígbà tó máa dé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó tún ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ owó tó fi àwọn Yorùbá yìí náà ló máa sọ tax. Yorùbá ló máa kọ́kọ́ yín pé òun ò fẹ́ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ wájú sọ̀kò òun aṣọwọlé àṣìgbá aṣọkò radius àṣìgbá aṣàwò orí bẹ́ẹ̀ ní àwọn ibì kan ìfẹ́ dárúkọ.
Oyé mi.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni pé àwọn làjíṣẹ́ fún wọn ní àwọn làjíṣẹ́ fún wọn ní àwọn ọ̀dà bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn làjíṣẹ́ fún wọn ní ọ̀dà region. Wọn lọ fi wọn ní sustain káwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe káwọn lọ fi ṣe fúnra wa kó jẹ́ pé kàbá ti dá àwọn ọ̀làdà wa àwọn ọ̀làdà gbàgbé wọn náà máa yẹ kí a máa improve. Àwọn tó kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ kẹ́kẹ́ Tinubu lọ àwọn kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mọ̀ tí Tinubu bá dé ní yíyí ṣe dáadáa ni ó wá lọ jẹ́ pé kárí Tinubu wá sí àgbẹ̀ Yorùbá nation kí Tinubu wá fẹ́ jẹ president ká wá kó àwọn product mẹ́rin oríṣiríṣi wọ́n ní Tinubu lọ wọlé lẹ́yìn yẹn káwọn dàpọ̀ tó wọlé kí ni improvement tó máa dé bá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àtàwọn ọmọ tó ṣe.
Ṣé gbogbo tẹ́ǹsì ń sọ náà ní sin àwọn bàbá wa bá da iṣẹ́ gan ni fún ọ̀rọ̀ làákàyè torí mò ń kọ́gbọ́n lọ́rọ̀ tẹ́ ń sọ ní tẹ́ ń sọ ní sí.
ìyàwó èèyàn wa ni o oṣù tó tàn lọ́lẹ̀ sí pé wọ́n pariwo kí ọdún mẹ́jọ ló gbẹ́rù tẹ́pàrí temporary relief lẹ́lẹ́mú.
Ṣé pé bá ṣe fẹ́ ní temporary relief ẹ̀ ṣé kò dání tí ọmọ wa ló wà ń bẹ̀ èmi lọ́kàn kí ni wàá máa dùn àti tá bá ti rí tó dé fìlà Yorùbá kò ní dé fìlà Haúsá fìlà Yorùbá lámadé.
Ẹ má jẹ́ ká fọ̀pá pọ̀lọpọ̀lọ pé.
Ẹ̀yẹ́ tuntun dé pẹ̀lú àwọn òwe èèyàn ará Yorùbá èèyàn ọmọ Yorùbá tuntun dé pẹ̀lú òwe bàbá.
Ok, má bínú sá nígbà tí Ọbásanjọ́ dé lọ́jọ́ kí.
Mo kí yàrá gbé sí ni ẹ káàbọ̀ mọ́ mi.
Ó sọ ókè bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ṣe gbá ó ṣàwò ó ṣe kọ́ pàṣà sùn. Nígbà tí àwọn ilé kejì dé wọ́n kó owó yẹn ni wọ́n gbé mọ́ra lọ́wọ́ tán rẹ̀ bí kọ́sìkọ́sì kan kọ́ àwọn ọ̀rẹ́.
Mú àti gbàgbé pọ́ bá sanjọ́ bá san déètì lóòótọ́ sọ nígbà táwọn tó kù tún dé wọ́n dá gbogbo ẹ̀rú. Abraham Maluwa rẹ́kọ̀. Ẹ ṣe gan ni.
Yorùbá nation is going to be the best.
It's going to be the best.
Wọ́n máa lọ àti ìfúró yẹn máa lọ. Àwọn náà wọ̀ kí wọ́n rí ilé ìkan ṣe oníta tó jàpúrà rẹ̀ ni. Àwọn ìpẹ́rẹsẹ̀ tí ó ní òye kékeré tó tẹ̀lé gbòógì akátẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí yẹn báwo ṣe ṣe èèyàn náà wọ́n máa lè wá kan náà.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni. Thank you so much. Tokunbo, Ruth Ade, you say, wait, is there any accountability with the money collected in 2022? Èló ni wọ́n dá níbẹ̀? How much is the money that your dad or your mom contributed to the Yoruba Nation cause? For you to come and ask that èló ni ó dá èlò ni dádì ẹ dá àti mọ́mí ẹ, èlò ni o fi sílẹ̀. Tokunbo Rudro, you say 2022 we will get Oduduwa Republic. Nígbà tí ìyá yìí bá gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ ńkọ́ kí la máa ṣe sí? A Yoruba nation struggle is continuity. So don't come here and play this, stupidity on the social media. Scotland is still asking to go out of the United Kingdom. Mo kí ìyàwó Modena Àṣàbí, mo dẹ̀ tún àwọn tó wọlé lẹ́ẹ̀kan, mo kí dáadáa. Arákùnrin tó kọ́mẹ́ǹtì ni ó jẹ́ mo fẹ́ respond sí. Ṣọ́bìnrin ní àbọ́kùnrin, orúkọ wo ló ń jẹ́ yìí? Ruth Ade. Ṣé orúkọ Yorùbá nìyẹn àbí Fúlàní? Ṣó ti lọ sọ́dọ̀ ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀, o ti gbọ́ jágbajàgba, o wá fi gbé wá sí bíbá. Bíbá yóò ṣe ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Star Radio ní bíbá. Mo dẹ̀ rò pé ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ kúrò mi yàrá ẹ̀. Star Radio UK ló ń pe léyìí o. So tẹ bá ti lọ gbọ́ ibi tó ti ń já oríṣiríṣi audio àti voice note, má gbé wá sí bíbá. Because mo rò pé ìkáwá tẹ̀ máa ṣe accountability fún gbogbo owó tá a gbà pátápátá, ìwé la máa ṣe accountability fún, àbí ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí yáyín. Ẹ má kà fi yáyín ta yín lálẹ́ yìí o. Ẹ bá fẹ́ gbọ́ gbogbo ibi tó ti ń já yín, tó ń já yámáyámá, ẹ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó wà live ní sí kẹ lọ gbọ́ jámáyámá. Tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ program tó nílà káyè lọ gbọ́ sọ́dọ̀ Ìyídára wà live. Star Radio là ń pe bíbà. Má gbé jágbajàgba wá sí bíbà. Ìwọ ni mo bá wí o, ìwọ Tòkunbọ̀. Mo block ẹ o, sọ́dọ̀ kétí ẹ lè kí ṣò lè wọnú etí ẹ. This is Star Radio UK. Mo kí ìyá mi dáadáa Dúpẹ́ Agboola tó ń béèrè pé accountability. A máa ṣe accountability fún dádì ẹ, èèyàn máa lè. Welcome to Star Radio UK. Maize Gold. Star Radio ló ń pe bí wàá ṣe ṣọ́ ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ibi táwọn ọlọ́pọlọ tá à ń béèrè wàá béèrè tó wà constructive. Tó bá tẹ̀lé pọ́nmọ́ Tinubu nìyẹn ni pè wọlé kó wá ṣàlàyé fún wa bí Tinubu ṣe gbé run government for 8 years. A tún fún ní extra 4 years. Ṣé yẹn dá Yorùbá Nation protest dúró? Ó ń bọ̀ ó ń lòdù ni. Ṣé yẹn dá campaign Yorùbá Nation dúró? Kò dá dúró. For those that do not understand what we are saying, we have people that come and put some negative comments and trying to say that the Yoruba Nation struggle to come and do accountability. Ìjọba èrè accountability tí Tinubu ṣe tó fi di gbogbo owó tó ná. We love our father. Let's come on the Yoruba Nation conversation right now. You're calling it is good. Abi? Yoruba Nation is still alive. 47525 Henry. We love Baba Akintoye. It does not matter whatever audio that is released around him. He's still a father that loves the Yoruba people. At least he's much more healthy than Tinubu in his 80s. And we cannot love him less. Mokimba Yawa Wumi Daniel. This is Star Radio UK stroke our sister broadcast. And we don't joke here. We discuss. And why the very thing to for saying. So tẹ́ bá tún comment nonsense. Mo rí pé ẹ ti comment. So that means pé bóyá ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ yẹn ẹ ti understand it. Tẹ́ bá yẹ to comment lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Màmá. Prophet Seun Mokin. We are looking at issues. Bí yàn bá tẹ̀ pé tó ní Koiki ẹ ti lose. Nobody lose because Yoruba Nation will come when it will come. Buhari was there. We were campaigning. So ta ló sọ fún yín pé àní campaign tí Tinubu wà ní. You think that now that Tinubu is there, our campaign will just be going under the carpet? No, àṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní. We have just started. And we will now be able to continue. Tinubu gan sef might end up going to ICC. So be careful. Oh. Because there is a lot of case. Buhari is finishing his tenure. He's going to be answering questions at the appropriate time with International Criminal Court. For the kidnapping and rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that alone is a criminal offense, and Buhari would have to come and answer those questions whenever he finishes his tenure. The Chief of Army Staff, both present and past, the Inspector General of Police, both present and past, your governors. So if Tinubu also takes heavy hand on those that are asking for their right to self-determination. Tinubu was once living in America, so I believe he should understand, just as he has lived in UK during the exile of him that wanted to be killed by Abacha. Ibi by Tinubu Sawa, he was there in UK. So I believe Tinubu is intelligent to know that our right to self-determination have just started. So there is nothing to say that the Yoruba nation struggle is completed and is done and dusted because we have a Yoruba president. And that is not a Yoruba president. He's a president for all Nigerians. But the Yorubas that disagree with him, we say that that is their own right to disagree. Thank you so much to the back-end team. If anybody come here and put negative comments, we will read your comment out and we will put you and ask questions. In every organization, there will be hiccups. But the reason why the Yoruba nation is still where it is right now is because of people like Tinubu that put in money to destroy individuals by using proxies. Go and destroy Babakintoye. And then people calling, what the plan now? What is the plan now? Tipa daddy. And that's exactly what they are playing right now. We love you, Professor Adebanja Akintoye, the Emeritus. We cannot appreciate you less, but we can appreciate you more. At your old age, lọ́jọ́ arúgbó yín, lẹ́yìn tó sọ pé ẹ fẹ́ jà fúnra yín. What more can we ask for? Well, Olayika, I get your message. You say, secondly, if we Yoruba really wants to decide this country, we should let all Yoruba stop buying food stuff from Hausa people. Only that, nobody will tell them to leave. That is why we're telling our people, start farming. It does not matter how small. Inú ilé yín ni, kódà tó bá ń gbé nínú flat, níbi kékeré kan, máa gbìn kan kékeré síbẹ̀. We must start. Àṣírí kọ̀ọ̀kan Elédùmarè mú kí ẹni ẹkún iṣẹ́ takuntakun mo kí lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìyá mi tèmítèmí. This is a platform that look into discussion. It is not a mere platform that jokes with anything. We respect and appreciate those that went to vote. And I was looking at the statistics. Let me go back to that again. 93 million eligible voters registered. But take it and ask yourself, why that only 25 million went to vote? Not even up to 50 million. It shows that the country is not united. Thank you so much, Yawa Wumi Daniel. And let me see if we have any more comments coming. Gani Oloyede, thank you so much. Let's go back to the mixer again. Yes, it's still the same thing. Yoruba Nation is the way forward. Shamsuddin, thank you so much. Oluwagbonwunmi, I love that name. The only candidate INEC can announce is Bola Tinubu because they all know the Kaaba in Aso Rock. Adeleke Aderinto said this Koiki guy don't know the time. He's just stupid childish guy. Do you remember what happened in America when Trump lose the election? Please, brother, be wise and go to your 9-to-5 job. Tinubu is the only man that can fix Nigeria and can bring all tribes together. I hope you remember this comment, Adeleke Aderinto. Well, if I'm stupid, if I'm childish, that's okay. But remember that this is the job I do as a journalist and as a radio presenter. I don't have to do 9 to 5. You can do 9 to 5. I don't need a 9 to 5. I'm a freelance journalist. But we welcome your comments. But how is Tinubu going to fix 370 ethnic groups? I'm asking you the question. You can reply back again. Because these are the views of an ignorant that says that Tinubu is going to come and fix the Nigerian problem. The problem that Buhari could not fix. The problem that Atiku Obasanjo tried to fix. So you, in your own mind, in 2023, and these are the people that believe that Tinubu is coming to fix Nigeria. We are going to be here. Star Radio will be here. And I'll remind you, and I hope you're not going to run away. So we're going to take a screenshot of this message. And then whenever you run away, we will find you and we will remind you that this is what you say with your ignorance coming into an international forum to say that somebody stupid doesn't have a job. I am not in Nigeria. You are the one that doesn't have a job. We have a job here. And what I'm doing right now is called a job. So I will remind you, I've taken a screenshot of that. I will put it in archive. just to remind your stupidity playing on the social media. So you think in your mind, Adeleke, that Tinubu is the only man that can fix Nigeria, even with his health. I hope Tinubu will not be flying to London to come and start having healthcare problem. Having treatment like Buhari. Because a lot of you do not know that if Tinubu was able to fix Nigeria, he should have been able to fix Lagos State, where he can take 24 hours medical treatment. But all his life, he was flying to London for medical treatment. But we don't blame you. A lot of you don't understand what it is when it comes to government. We have them like that. Kilodeti, 25 million people went to vote out of 95 or 93 million people to register. This is why Babakito is saying that Nigeria is not for us. This is why Igboho is saying Nigeria is not for us. We must value our Yoruba language. Prudent, Oriola, Eshegoni. Let's stop speaking English, but we can't stop speaking English because this is an international forum. It's not a local forum. So when we speak English, it's because we are not just speaking to you, we are speaking to international audience. But we also love Yoruba language. So Yoruba, we can also Yoruba Nikon. Because I am not communicating to you, only you, we are communicating to the international community. We have another caller. Let's take the next caller. We are still about 50 minutes before the end of the program. Báwo ni Tinubu ṣe fẹ́ fix in Nigeria? That is the question. Because somebody have already challenged me on the Facebook of Starr Radio UK. Hello, caller. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè, bàbá wa.
Hello, Bros Koiki.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín sà.
Ẹ mọ̀ bá wọn jiyàn. Àbúrò mi kan tó ń pariwo tó ń jubilate tó ń tẹ̀lé resort síbi. Mo sọ fún mo ní. Ìbáyé ló wà ńgbà tí PDP lọ sí 3 years. Mo ní Buhari tún ti lé 8 years báyìí. 16 plus 8 years. That's how many years? 24. Mo ní náà 24 years plus 8 years ní bàbá yín Tinubu tẹ́lẹ̀ wọlé fẹ́ lò. Ajá many years? 32 years minus your 45 years. Ajá many years tó kù fún ẹ. Ó dẹ̀ ti wá ní Nàìjíríà mo ní. So gbádùn Nàìjíríà rí sá. Mo débi tí mo wà l'Amẹ́ríkà bí èyí tí mo gbádùn ayé mi. Irú tí mo tẹ̀ wá kú lè ṣe gan. Ẹ tí ò bá ti jáde sí Western world láti inú Belgium tí wọ́n pè Nàìjíríà yẹn. Ṣe bá ẹni yóò ráyé wá. Wọ́n sọ fún wọn ní èmi gan mo ṣe wáyé mo ti enjoy free education bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ wọ́n láìkì ní 1983. Mo ní mo ti enjoy free education bàbá ẹ̀ because I collected my due local my due year in my primary school and secondary school. I entered secondary school in 1980. Mo lè jáde ní 85. Mo ní mo máa ń gba big note tuntun 24 every time nígbà yẹn mo ní. Now 32 years is going to be wasted out of your life. You are 45. Mo ní 32 minus 45 is how many years ló kù fún ẹ? Mo ní àánú ẹ̀ ṣe mí. And from now, I'm going to be despise you. Tó bá pè mí pé ò ló ń jẹ́ lé tó bá sẹ́ni owó, I will not send 50 to any one of you. Bastard idiot. Ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n continue.
Okay.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. Number one, the result has been manipulated. So if anybody is saying Tinubu won this election, the court will decide that by those that wants to go to court to challenge it. But again, when those of you that are in love with Tinubu say somebody like me should go and look for a 9-to-5 job, I don't need a 9-to-5 job. Even if it is advised not to do 9-to-5 job, you should also have something much better. But we can understand your pain. Some of you would love to be in the same position that I am presently, and it's very, very difficult because you cannot get to that kind of position. Well, it does not matter. We will be here to remind each and every one of you these kind of comments. As I've already posted your comment on the social media, and it will be there for record purpose. Because a lot of you that are playing this stupidity, you will find out even after the 4 years of Tinubu, if Nigeria still exists before then. Hello, caller, you're live on the program. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò.
Brother Olayomi, ẹ kú ètò.
Ètò ni ẹ sà.
Ṣé rí àwọn tí wọ́n ṣe ń celebrate create Malablu government where oríire tí wọ́n yẹn nǹkan tó kàn sáyìn àwa ní Yorùbá nation. Because bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wo ìgbà tí Malablu kiri nọ́ọ̀sì kìíní bọ̀ ẹ rí pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní nọ́ọ̀tì tó náwó sí. Gbogbo nǹkan tó dẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Yorùbá kò kàn án nítorí ó ti mọ̀ pé àwọn Fúlàní àwọn náà wà níbi agbára àwọn ìgbà táwọn bá ti sọ ní fáínà ẹ̀dẹ̀ rí pé àwọn Fúlàní náà ló ṣiṣẹ́ fún bá máa mọ bá ṣe palẹ̀ bá ṣe pa aláró bá ṣe gbé wọlé. Ṣùgbọ́n téèyàn kan bá wá fọkàn sí pé Malablu rẹ̀ wá ṣe kinní kan fóun in fact onítọ̀hún ń fẹ́ lè sọ pé ẹni ẹ̀gá mo lè sọ pé táàbù is different for Malablu ẹni ẹ̀gá mo lè pè bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ni ìdí tí mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé àwọn Fúlàní àwọn náà máa control ẹ̀ ọwọ́ wọn ló wà. Nǹkan ẹyọkan tó ní nísìn ni pé ọpọlọ ẹ̀ bá lè tètè ṣiṣẹ́ kí wọ́n tó gbẹ̀mí ẹ̀ kan tó gbé gbogbo àwọn àgbẹ̀gbẹ̀sẹ̀gbẹ̀ kan tó gbé síbẹ̀ kí ọpọlọ ẹ̀ bá lè ṣiṣẹ́ kó tètè mọ bó ṣe máa mú àwọn agbára díẹ̀díẹ̀ kó dá padà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá the next thing náà kó dẹ̀ sọ pé ìyẹ̀mí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹja dádúró nǹkan tó lè fi ṣe àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá kọ̀ọ̀kan tó fẹ̀rẹ̀ tó lè fi ṣe wọ́n lóore nìyẹn tí ò bá ti ṣe yẹn ṣé rí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń sunkún tẹ̀lé ń sìn wọ́n á fẹ́ lè máa sunkún pé ọlọ́jọba ọ̀dà Buhari kó padà nígbà tó bá dé stage kan. Because aṣọ fún ní 2015 gbà yẹn wọ́n ponú bẹ̀rẹ̀ àná kójú wọn máa ń ta ń sìn ni tí wọ́n bá máa ṣe tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti gbẹ́kẹ̀lé pé Malablu máa ṣe dáadáa fún wọn tí wọ́n bá máa ṣe sẹ́ wọ́n á máa gbà wẹ̀ eléyìí tó bá jẹ́ Muslim á máa forí balẹ̀ èyí tó bá jẹ́ Christian á máa lọ ìṣọ́ òru pé ọlọ́jọ́ ìgbà Buhari tútù wà lára ẹ bá dá padà á ṣe pé o ṣùgbọ́n bàbá yẹn ní ọkàn ìrírí kó fẹ́ ṣe dáadáa o ṣùgbọ́n wọn ọ̀gá ètò wà wájú ẹ̀dá tó lọ forí balẹ̀ fún mi wọn ò ní jẹ́ kó ṣe o.
Thank you so much. More comments, Eshegani Babawa, and we appreciate everyone. It's just almost 8 p.m. local time in London, and we continue to look at all your comments as it's coming through the screen, and we appreciate those of you that have joined us so far. Message is coming. Gani says, Tinubu president, ẹni tó bí ọmọ ló mọ̀. You also say Tinubu drug business started again. Agbero must promote to air flight coordinator. Also, Oluremi says, where have you ever seen 3 candidates winning the same numbers of states? President Agbado, the master election rigger. I want to go back again to the statistics. Again, I've not seen whether the American president has made any congratulatory message. I'm going to follow that, and I will be able to say. But I must say, good luck can't fix it, or good luck can't fix it. I'm not sure what you want to put out there. Tinubu is a strap to Yoruba. Shetima was the target. Yawa Comfort says, CSI, you're the best man in Yoruba land. We cannot stop loving it. Once again, we appreciate you all. Babawa Adebanjo Bamidele Jonathan, welcome to the program. Mukiyawa Wura Oba, welcome to the program. Now, Ejaka Padalosi, Kini out of 93 million Nigerians that registered to vote, only 25 million eventually went to vote. Let me give you the breakdown quickly. Showore, 14,000, not a lot. Imule Christopher, 61,000. Al-Mustafa, remember Al-Mustafa used to work with Abacha before he was creating all kind of criminality. He is now also contesting. He was able to put in 14,542. And so much like that. Tinubu, 8 million we talked about already. Mike Kola Abiola was able to pull 72,000. Okay. Remember Kola Abiola was saying that he was going to arrest every Yorubas and Biafra should he become. We're happy that you're never going to become the president, so there's no need that you'll be able to arrest us anymore. Felix Johnson, NNPP, Rabi Kwankaso, 1 million. Felix Johnson, 24,000. Charles Mbidi, 12,000. It looks like we had a female princess, Oji Chichi, 25,000. As we look into all these, ìbéèrè tí mo ń bi gbogbo alálẹ̀ kó tó di pé a máa wind down is, now that this election is concluded, what is going to be the ripple effect in the next few months? The handover is not yet till May. We know that Tinubu will be put into a defense somewhere in Abuja for his own safety as an incoming president while transition is going on. Do you think, going back to my conversation on the 1st of February, do you still think that there might be a coup d'etat in Nigeria? Do you think that there's going to be uprising? Do you think that there will be chaos? Do you think that there will be killings? Do you think that everything will be normal? And even though the two other political parties have not accepted defeat and they are taking their case to the court, do you think that going to the court will give a kind of result? I'm also reading that MC Olomo's son says, we own Lagos, we own Nigeria. Well, he should be celebrating. You know, he has the right to celebrate just like any other individual that are supporting Tinubu and APC. Baba Adebanjo Bamidele Jonathan. Ugo Nwan, welcome to the program. And I believe we can have that coming up very soon. This audio that is in circulation between Obasanjo, Charlie Boy, and Donald Duke. I'm going to be bringing that up in about a few minutes. We've been trying to do that, but for whatever reason, it's not happening. But the engineers are working on that, and it's going to come up very soon. So bear with us. Before the end of this program, you will listen to this conversation. There's an audio leak. I don't know whether it's a leak audio, whether this audio eventually got to somewhere. Also, Nigerian police, okay, that was yesterday, swept onto a residential home from a tip-off. That home, from what we are told, also belongs to the House of Rep Speaker, Gbajabiamila. And this is where they were able to find laptops, desktop computers, as well as other technology materials. Also, several suspects were arrested. Police have launched a manhunt for several other suspects involved in the matter. I'm sure some of you have come across that video. That house, according to information out there, says it belongs to Gbajabiamila, the Speaker of House of Rep. So I don't know what is going to happen. Thank you so much, Otumba. Also, Nuremi says, okay, we talked about that already. Otumba, thank you so much. SS Omomi Eshigoni, you say, well done, good job, well done. We appreciate those of you on the Instagram. As we are still reviewing this aftermath of this election is a real shambles. And it has been proved that Nigeria cannot run a proper election without rigging. So APC do not want to allow Nigeria to see what is inside Aso Rock, so they have to rig the election for Tinubu, so that way Tinubu continue to run the same affairs that Buhari did not complete. Because what we know is Tinubu have already told us that he's going to continue what Buhari is doing. So if we look at the election of February 25th, which was last month, because we're now in a new month, happy new month to all our listeners. What we should ask ourselves is, why is it that politicians, PDP was doing the same thing for 16 years until they were able to be brought down, by the merger between APC and AD. A very good evening to you, my beautiful mom, auntie, all the way in the other part of the globe, Mrs. I won't put the remaining out there. Each time I look at my laptop, I always remember you. Mokile Konsiyawa, Dupe Agbola. We are going to see the end of this movie with the popcorn. Yoruba Nation is the only way to get us out of the slavery. Continue your job, your good job, my brother. Mukiyawa Dada, Omolara, Iyabo Ajala, Ekabo Sorieto. Welcome to all our listeners. If you have not joined us on the Starr Radio UK on Twitter, I will be reviewing that before we end the program. Please help us to do so. We appreciate you. Yoruba nation that we are asking for is our right. But some individuals believe that that right should not be given to us since we now have a president in waiting. Yoruba nation has been in existence before Nigeria, and we need to understand that. Yoruba people do not wanted to be part of Nigeria until 1914 amalgamation. We have talked about this for a very long time. We will continue our campaign and awareness. We will continue to educate those Yorubas that believe that the green, white, green is the best option on the table, even though we know that that is not the option. We can have our own independent country, but the question is, how is that going to happen if we still have those that believe in Nigeria and we have no other reason than to also accept whether we agree with them or not in the long run? Do you think that Nigeria will be able to survive 4 years, 8 years of Bola Tinubu president? There has never been rule of law in Nigeria. Herdsmen have just attacked Ondo farmers, are crying out to Akeredolu. Again, I remind you that the UK Prime Minister have already, even though Nigerians are not satisfied with this result, but the UK Prime Minister say for trade reason, security reason, is already congratulating Bola Ahmed Tinubu. INEC failed to upload the result. Buhari says if anybody is not happy, you can take your case to the court. Election might not be free and fair, but it's a continuity. The expectation from different forums. The street of Lagos State is calm, even though jubilation is going in different parts. Abuja is very quiet. President election result annoying financial disaster. Charlie Boy, like I said, we're working on the audio. It's going to come out in just about a few minutes. The Yoruba people have spoken for 3 years, and they are still speaking, that the only option that can rectify the problem that we are facing presently is for everybody to have their own separate country. But we still have those that disagree with such views. Those that say that Yoruba people should work with Tinubu. Do you think that working with Tinubu will give the result for a Yoruba country? Can Tinubu restructure Nigeria? I'm just looking at a video at the International Conference Center where Tinubu is signing, his document as he received the certificate from INEC. What is your own expectation in the next few weeks, months? Again, not a very good news. 80 shops have been burnt down in Kano market. Very sad situation in Nigeria. 80 business owners are now crying in this economic situation that Nigeria is facing. Otumba Adekunle said, I pity my people back home. Corn will be growing in some of our people's air because Abado will be there, will be their favorite meal. Nigeria is going through a very turbulent time. Can these new candidate of APC stabilize Nigeria? Is it going to end the agitation? I don't think so. The agitation have just started. If we were able to campaign under Buhari, there is no reason why campaign will not be done under Tinubu, regardless of whether Tinubu is from the Yoruba side or not. So the expectation is something that we will continue to monitor and you will listen to all this communication on Star Radio UK and the sister broadcast when I'm doing my own programs. But one thing I want to say to those of us, Yorubas, that are feeling a little bit down, let us buckle up. This is the time to take the message to every part of Yoruba land and ask the question, do you want a short term or a long term? Is Tinubu president a long term or short term? Are we sure that Tinubu will be able to answer all the questions regarding the 1999 constitution that does not favor every part of Nigeria today? Will he be able to bring down the inflation in Nigeria as it is right now, the insecurity? He's already promising a lot. Tinubu says he's going to make loan available for the youth. Let us remain focused for those of us that are campaigning for the right to self-determination. You cannot be bullied for asking for the right. Your right will be respected. Already, Sanwo-Olu is scared, is worried. He's already asking the Lagos Hospital Chief, Madawi Badejo, instruct staff to submit PVC to prevent Sanwo-Olu's defeat at the poll. Why is this happening? Why are they threatening people already ahead of the 10 days before the election in Lagos State? Is Sanwo-Olu thinking that he might lose to Labour Party or PDP? We saw that Labour was able to clear out as many of different House of Rep. Tinubu lost his stronghold, Alimosho local government, the biggest local government in Lagos State, to Labour Party. Is Sanwo-Olu scared of losing to become the next governor of Lagos State? Are the youth going to vote out Sanwo-Olu? Are we going to see the mobilization of those that voted heavily in this concluded election? Why was all this intimidation, the same intimidation that continue within the Yorubas? Why are you intimidating the voters? So fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ká tó máa ká ètò yìí sílẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ orí ètò Star Radio UK nílé. We are looking at everything. The diasporas that wanted Tinubu to become the president, are you returning home or are you going to be supporting him from outside? Or are you going to wait for maybe a year, 2 years into the government? That is if election is not challenged and the result comes back. How long do you think that the court will be able to deal with this election malpractice that Peter Obi and Atiku? I'm not sure why DSS is preventing Peter Obi from speaking to the international media. From intelligent report that Peter Obi has been locked into an hotel somewhere in Abuja and is not allowed to leave to speak to the international press. Are we back to the ternary government? Because this is meant to be a democratic, so Peter Obi should be allowed to speak. Why are they gagging Peter Obi? Mokiya, Yawa Comfort, Adile, he should be scared. Toll gate is still fresh. Toll gate is still fresh in the mind. Hello, Eba Atileku. Once again, a very good evening and welcome to Star Radio UK. Once again, a very good evening. Nigeria is at the verge of breakup. The Yoruba people that are saying that they don't want to be part of Nigeria, one thing is, the Yorubas are saying that Nigeria is not a country. Nigeria is not a country, and we must understand that. The Yorubas continue to say, we are Yorubas. We don't believe in that system anymore. And that is why we make sure that the campaign, that no election went up to the final part of the election. And we appreciate those of you that listen to us and refuse to vote. Those of you that voted, congratulations. Mo kí dada ìyá wa Tóyìn Akínlóye ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò mà. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà lórí Instagram pẹ̀lú mi. We are 15 minutes away to the end of the program tonight, and this is Starr Radio UK, the 1st of March, 2023. My name is Olayomi Koiki. I remain a Yoruba Nation campaigner without looking back. I remain adamant, and I believe that the Yoruba people will be free from the bondage of the 1914 amalgamation. I have faith in our leaders without anything to say that those that are having biased mind should understand that Baba Akintoye have done his best and is trying everything in his old age. We must continue to give him the support. But we have people that wants to tarnish his image by trying to bring him down at all costs. I won't disagree that those of you that are trying to do so are going to fail. We will stand with him. We will give him the moral support, because his belief is the Yoruba people are one people, one culture, one language. Ọmọlúàbí ni wá. So those of you that are campaigning against Baba Akintoye, let me say this clearly. He remains the leader, in as much as we have so many other individuals that are leaders in their capacity. We cannot throw that away. And we have different groups and different organizations that are running very well to make sure that the Yoruba people are enlightened and given every reason so that we can move out of Nigeria and have our own country, which is not a crime. Baba Akintoye will not fail. We will rally around him. We will stay with him. We will give him the media support that he needs at any time, any day. And those of you that have decided to use this old man to play around with, remember that someone older in your family did not even fight for you as Yoruba people. Your elders within the Yoruba in your household or your community were not there to fight for Yoruba people. They were all fighting for one Nigeria. So Baba Akintoye, let me remind you that you have the mandate of the Yoruba people tonight to continue doing what you love to do best and continue to give us all this history that has helped us in this movement in the last 3 years. We cannot love you less. We can only appreciate you. Baba Akintoye, as I stand here tonight as one of your sons, let me remind everyone tonight that we will make sure that Baba Akintoye, as you are trying to destroy him, you will not be able to do so. We will give Baba Akintoye everything he needs so that as you are trying to destroy him, remember that we are here to defend him. We will defend him in the morning. We will defend him in the night. We will defend him in the afternoon. Baba Akintoye, Professor, ẹni àwọn ọmọ tó dáńtọ́ bí Koiki Media and the rest of the 40 media that are with you. Adúró tì yín lọ́sàn-án lálẹ́ lóru bí gbogbo wọn bá sá lọ, ìní adúró tì yín. I will stand with you without any hesitation. I will stand with Oloye Igboho, and I will stand with every Yoruba that believe in the right to self-determination. It is our right, and that right must be respected by this incoming President Bola Tinubu. We will do everything under the international law to continue to fight for the Yoruba nation. We will continue with our engagement We will continue with our protest. We will continue with our awareness across the Yoruba land to give the Yoruba people the reason why we should exit out of Nigeria, which was put together by the British government in 1914. The Yorubas want to have their own independent country. A nation like any other nation are people that speak the same language, not like Nigeria. We don't speak the same language. We have 373 or thereabout ethnic groups, and the Yoruba is one out of the majority, and there's no reason why we cannot have our own country. And 1st of March 2023, I am saying again to those that are still thinking that the Yoruba nation struggle has ended. The Yoruba nation struggle have just started again, and it will kickstart right from Starr Radio UK to all other platforms as we continue to engage the Yoruba people both at home and outside. One language, one people, one culture. Nigeria is not a country for the Yoruba people. It was put together to favor the particular ethnic groups that has dominated the Nigerian space since 1960. We love you, Baba Akintoye, as much as we love Igboho, Dr. Sunday Adeyemo. We love every other Yoruba leaders that are fighting the cause, from our men and women, from our elders, from every community. We appreciate you for listening to us for the last 3 years. You might be intimidated. People might laugh at you. But he who laugh last, laugh best. The movement is still ongoing. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí rẹ̀wẹ̀sì kó wá sí yín lára. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀. Ìran Yorùbá máa dá dúró. Kò sọ́gbọ́n ẹ̀. Kò sí n tó lè ṣe sí. Ó ti di dandan pé ìran Yorùbá máa dá dúró. Yoruba nation has come to stay. The Yoruba people have spoken, and we have woken the minds of millions of Yoruba people to ask questions that have never been asked before. And I hope now that some of our leaders and our elders that we appreciate, like the Afeniferes, will now come back home to appreciate the Yoruba nation struggle more and work with Baba Akintoye so that we can move forward. Because we can see that in Nigeria today has happened to some of us, but not me, because we never believed in that election in the first place. Those of you that are still hoping that election will change, maybe you would have to wait another 4 years for such to happen. Let us now push our energy. Let us push our effort into the struggle for the Yoruba people. Once again, Baba Akintoye, Professor Adebanji Akintoye, we love you. We will stand shoulder to shoulder with you. We will be with you, and we will never leave you alone. Once again, this is the message that will also go out in circulation as it's been recorded. Mo kí Yawa Iyabo Olúbùnmi Olúwọlé, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá, King Popo. Those of you that are celebrating Tinubu, you have the right to celebrate. We cannot tell you not to celebrate Bola Tinubu. As much as he's a Yoruba man, I do not believe that Tinubu will solve the problem of Nigeria. Nigerian problem is beyond Tinubu, and he doesn't have the strength and capacity. Even if he has to bring all the brains from around the world, Nigeria will never have unity. There is no unity among us, and that is the fact. And we must understand that. And for those that are still thinking that there will be unity, Tinubu will bring unity among us, I don't think he will be able to do such. Nigeria today is now a country of so many conversations. Those conversations will remain on the table. As I leave you in the hands of Eledumare, I'll be handing over very soon back to my producer, but you've already been listening to Starr Radio UK in the last 2.5 hours. Mo kí gbogbo apárápátá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Gani Olóyèdé say Baba wa Banji Akintoye, with God is majority. They will not fail. Eledumare coming from Oluremi, Ogabi Kelanko, and likewise those of you that are watching us across the globe from different parts. Let us remind ourselves those that are celebrating, we cannot stop them from celebrating. It is their right. Let them enjoy it for the time being. But as we do know, Nigeria will not happen to any one of us. Professor Obanja Akintoye, like I said, we appreciate you for all the effort that you've done in the Yoruba Nation struggle. And we, your children, will never forget you, because you actually told us some almost 3.5 years ago, before we started the struggle, that the Yoruba should have a country, and that message went into the minds of Yoruba people, and so many Yoruba people that should have voted for Tinubu refused to do so, because now they'll be more happy that they never did so. Those that voted for Peter Obi are now reviewing whether they should not have voted and probably support the Biafra nation or the Yoruba nation struggle, but we wait and see how election will be resolved in the court in Nigeria. Election has never given back a result in the court, even though Nigerians still believe in their court system. We don't believe in the court system because Nnamdi Kanu is still in that court system that acquitted him, discharged him, and also asked the government to pay him back money and return him back to Kenya, where he can travel back to wherever he wants to. But today, we know that Buhari refused to allow Nnamdi Kanu to be released from the court. I don't know what is going to be what Baba Fenifere will be saying. Remember, he told us that should Peter Obi not win the election, we should all forget about the unity of one Nigeria. Wow. Nnamdi Kanu is still having a very, very bad health situation. We hope the federal government will allow him to live and get full medical treatment, as we say. I'm not too sure what the situation is. ATM. It seems that everybody has forgotten that there is still the naira scarcity. Well, it looks like Emefiele is out of the picture for the time being. For now, we know that El Rufai promised that when Tinubu becomes the president, they will reverse what Buhari has done. Buhari has not yet left. Buhari si wa níbẹ̀. So whatever is happening right now in Nigeria, you will all have to endure it till Buhari leaves and Tinubu comes on May 29. But for now, Buhari is still in charge. And whatever decision, policy, Buhari will continue to rule Nigeria till its final day. That is if there is not going to be any coup that will remove him from power. But for the time being, he's still the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You might agree with him, you might disagree with him, but one thing is, Tinubu cannot take any charge until Buhari gives him the bantu or the mantle or the whatever. Even though he has received a certificate, your president as of today is still President Muhammadu Buhari. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí bóyá fún dìkan àbí dìkejì ẹ ṣì ń rò pé Tinubu ti di president, lótìtọ́ president ni, but as we speak right now, Buhari ló ṣì wà lórí oyè títí di May. So you still have about 3 months from today, which is 1st of March 2023, to deal with the situation until Tinubu will come on the May 29. But for the time being, enjoy the country and enjoy the policy, either favors you or not. But for those of us, we will say that Yoruba nation is not going back. Yoruba nation is the only solution. And as I leave you with my last track, which again is coming from Janet, we say thank you so much. Yoruba nation. If anyone wants to bully you, please do not think of such. Okay, I'm not too sure, of the news, but the news of Wike, I have to confirm that before, because sometimes, the news has to be properly vetted. So I'm not going to read what I have here, but I know I've received something that's got to do with Wike's son. But since I've not confirmed such, I will not be able to give you what I'm reading right here until I can confirm it. Okay, definitely. The news is filtering through already as I speak to you right now. According to reports that I'm reading right now, the breaking news, which has just been on the Okay, I believe the news is confirmed, which is going to be our last breaking news before we head out of these broadcasts. Wike Son, let me get more clarification before we announce it here. From what we are reading, and this is now not something that this is actually coming from the Punch is the one reporting this so far. No other media is reporting it, but the Punch newspaper is reporting a terrible news about Wike Son. Okay, it's not a terrible news, so it's a false news. That's why I wanted to be sure. It's a false news, so if anybody is out there with this information, that's why we have to be very careful. It's a false news. There's nothing wrong with Wike Son in America. There's nothing wrong with him, but it seems that, as usual, people play all kind of news. So the State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Chris Feinberg, said this while reacting to a trending post in the social media that Wike Son was shot dead in the US. It shows that these are politicians that their children are not at home, but they are also creating havoc in their own state. Wike is a criminal. We saw everything that played out in the election in Rivers State. But it is what it is. But we can say Wike Son is not dead for those of you that are putting that narrative out there. And as I say, we play the final track and I will hand over back to Archie in the studio. Janet is the one that we're going to play just to complete this program. I say thank you so much. It looks like that is a bit delayed because of the network right here. It's now 8:30. As we end it tonight, let us remind ourselves that we all have a role to play, and that role is Yoruba Nation, no going back. So, Moki Wale Nkansi, I say, Odaro, no retreat, no surrender, Yoruba Nation for life. Go back to the next week. Pàdé mi lórí ètò yìí lágbára tẹlẹ́dùmarè ní next week Wednesday ní time kan náà ní 6 p.m. local time, where we will bring again the next episode of Naija Voices. A thank you to everybody that joined us from different parts of the globe, especially our African countries that join us. Those from different African countries, we say thank you so much for joining us. Well, that is how far we can go tonight. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that have joined us. I have to go now. It's been a long day as usual. As you know, Wednesday is back to back. We are still on the right track. There's nothing for us to be concerned. There's nothing for us to be worried. The Yoruba Nation is definitely going to happen. Don't be intimidated. I'll play any again some other time. Timeline. Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you so much, to the Koiki Media backend team. Thanks for Koiki àdúgbò wọn mọ̀ mí sí Yorùbá nation ṣé kò dàbọ̀ ṣe mọ̀ sí Yorùbá nation ni there is nothing to be upset or angry Yorùbá nation nínú àkẹ́ṣe máa sọ fún ọ pé ń ṣe so I understand a lot of you are like Mr. Koiki ojú tó máa fi wà ládùúgbò nísìn ojú ọlọ́fẹ́ fi wò ní ládùúgbò we are still doing what is best and what is the right thing so my key what intimidating is part of the intimidation just to say ìtẹ̀gbẹ́dání ṣé ìtẹ̀gbẹ́dání ṣé kò ń ṣe tó tọ́ ni ìtẹ̀gbẹ́dání ò ti tọ́ ni náà so ẹ ká fọkànbalẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i so I'm going to leave you I have to go now but as usual I'm gonna play Jekomo and then we will end the program from here and I will end it with the Yoruba anthem so mo fẹ́ reduce the noise in there because tí bá play kó má lọ pariwo jù sí ti so ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ Jekomo lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i kó tó di pé a máa parí ètò Jekomo. Yoruba nation for life Igboho Oòṣà.
Kí ló ń kà?